on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Well, hello everybody. I am Team Skeptic and welcome back to the channel that lures stupidity into a windowless van.
Oofed.
And we don't even need candy to do it. With me tonight, I have two people who we've had many encounters with. One who you know well. That would be Fight the Flat Earth. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing well, doing well. Been preparing all day. Nah, don't be silly. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's your first debate, right?
Yeah, never done this before.
Well, you have a tough opponent, a seasoned regular in the Flat Earth debate movement. Someone who's learned his bullshit all too well. Actually, I do actually like this guy. Hiphophippie, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing good, doing good. What's up? It's Hiphophippie. AKA Mad Mardigan, killing trolls. So trolls, go hide under your bridges. Or, if the bridges have a no vacancy, just go jump in the dumpster. But, just wanted to say, I love my beautiful fiance, Dandelion. I don't know if she's in the chat. She might be. Just want to say what's up to all my friends and family, and to all the fellow flat earthers, bumpy earthers out there. And, yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Nice. Okay, so I think the format is going to be 10 minutes apiece to present evidence, 10 minutes to refute evidence, and 30 minutes to have an open conversation. Does that work for you, Hiphophippie?
Yeah, that's whatever, yeah.
Okay. You're going to be the first one to present evidence, is that correct?
Yeah, you can go first.
I guess so. All right.
Well, I'm just... All right, I'll run a timer from over here. I'll let you know when you get to about 2 minutes, okay? Give me 1 second to get it started. 1 second. Sorry, my mom's calling me. Gonna have to go take care of her in a second. Or not take care of her, but give her a call while you guys do your thing. Alright. Timer, 10 minutes. Hiphophippie, you can begin. I'll start it when you start talking.
All right. So, yeah, I'm a bumpy earther, but I roll with the flat earthers. I mean, water's flat. The earth has land, so the land has mountains, and the land is bumpy. So I don't really give it a shape because I don't know if it's like actually like floating in space. Heliocentrists like to like lump the flat earth in their model, saying the flat earth is floating in space. I don't know if it is floating in a space. What else? Let me see. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, water and the land is flat. I mean, water doesn't stick to a ball. So, I mean, don't know what else to tell you. Sorry if you have a hard time hearing that, but water doesn't stick to a ball. And we're not spinning. It's pretty fucking obvious. Throw a ball in the air, it falls right back down. I mean, it's not moving. The Earth's not going to move underneath it. So, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And I think I'm done.
Oh, wow.
Hiphophippie, that was only 1 minute and 20 seconds. Are you sure you don't have any other evidence to present that might be different than anything you've presented before?
No, I don't need any other evidence. I mean, there's no curvature, so yeah, bumpy flat Earth, I guess. Flumpy Earth.
All right. Well,
Wow.
that's Hiphophippie's presentation of his evidence. Fight the Flat Earth. Are you ready?
Yeah. Right, so
Time begins.
what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say 5 things that are completely impossible on a flat Earth. They have explanations on a globe Earth, but they do not have explanations on a flat, non-rotating Earth, be it bumpy or whatever. You know, we know there's mountains and stuff, but flat Earthers still say it's overall flat. You know, so right, let's start with something that I brought up a few times, and that is the Eötvös effect. And this is demonstrated by the fact that if you are traveling from west to east, you will weigh less than if you are traveling east to west, because if you're traveling west to east, you increase your centrifugal acceleration, adding to the Earth's already centrifugal acceleration, which will reduce the apparent gravitational effect and reduce your weight. And vice versa, if you're traveling from east to west, no, sorry, I've probably got that back, but you know what I mean, then you decrease your centrifugal acceleration, and that will increase the apparent gravitational effect. This can be demonstrated by Wolfie 6020's done it perfectly by taking scales on board a plane traveling both east and west, showing the weight differential when he is on the plane. So the Eötvös effect was originally confirmed in, I think, the 17th century, when researchers on the Red Sea did gravitational tests on ships traveling east to west and west to east, and had results that are consistent with the same results that anyone can get nowadays by getting a scale, zeroing out before you get on a plane, and then seeing that the weight that you use will have a different weight depending on which way you are going. So, Eötvös effect, impossible on the flat Earth. Now, another effect impossible on the flat Earth, the Coriolis effect, which is demonstrated by the fact we have storm systems that cannot pass the equator. Objects will deflect towards the equator if they are moving towards it, because they maintain the momentum of the Earth spinning. So as you move into a different area of the Earth that has a different linear speed, you maintain the momentum from the previous area of the Earth that you're in that had a certain linear speed, and that is transferred into a deflection called the Coriolis force. This has been demonstrated in wars. You know, they have to adjust their artillery to compensate for things like that. So yeah, the Coriolis force is something that is also impossible on a flat Earth. There is no explanation for it on a flat Earth. There is also the pendulum effect, which I've shown the videos recently. I can show them again if Hiphophippie wants to see them, but you can get a pendulum, and anywhere you are on the Earth, you can literally use the drift that a pendulum has to calculate your latitude and your distance to either the North or the South Pole, depending on which latitude, which hemisphere you are in. The reason that happens is that the Earth is literally turning underneath the pendulum as it is swinging, because a pendulum maintains its relative position to the distant stars of the universe. So that's the third thing that does not have an explanation on the flat Earth. It happens on the globe Earth. It is explained by the globe Earth model and the physics and the maths. There is no explanation for it on the flat Earth. Number 4 is the fact that we have 2 tides every single day. Spurs Keensmo seems to think that we don't, and we had to prove to him that we do. But we know that there's 2 tides every day. So if you have a tide in Scotland, then there will also be a tide on the opposite side of the Earth for that. The reason for that being that the gravitational force of the moon is pulling the water, which makes a bulge on the side closest to the moon. But the moon is also pulling the Earth. So the Earth will shift itself towards the moon, leaving another bulge at the other side. So as the Earth rotates, you get a high tide, low tide, high tide, low tide. This is exemplified by things like the spring tide, when the alignment of the sun, moon, and Earth will match up, and you get an even more increased gravitational effect, and you get a bigger high tide. So there is no explanation for why there is 2 tides on a flat Earth. And the other one is the fact that the horizon does not rise to eye level. This is a demonstrable fact that it is, you literally can't argue the fact that the horizon does not rise to eye level. Simple demonstration of it here. Your eye level is the same as the level of those bits of water. The horizon is quite clearly below it. You can even do it by taking perspective of different points, showing that the horizon is always below the eye level. No matter how high you get, it will always dip further and further. And that wouldn't happen on a flat Earth, but absolutely would happen on a globe Earth with the measurements that we claim for it to have. So I do have more things that I can get to if Hiphophippie wants to discuss those in the open discussion part, but there's 5 things that are completely impossible on a flat Earth and are completely explainable on a globe Earth, and I'll leave it there.
All right. So I guess Hiphophippie, go. Do you want to address Hiphophippies first, or do you want let him address you first? Hey, how about this? Hiphophippie, second round. Do you want to go first, or do you want Fight the Flat Earth to go first?
Let's have
This
him
is
go
just
first.
addressing evidence. Okay, so address his evidence. Fight the Flat
So
Earth.
his evidence was that there's no curve. Well, yes, there is, and it is observable and demonstratable that there is curve. When you are on the Earth, you can't really see the curve because we're like microbes compared to the size of the sphere. However, things like this are only explainable by the fact that the Earth is curving. The height of the camera is 210 meters above sea level. The height of the top of those bridges is 210 meters above sea level. But those mountains in the distance are over 500 meters, yet they are below the eye level, which matches with the being 210 meters above sea level, in line with those pillars. So unless the mountains are literally getting smaller for some reason, then there is literal demonstrable curve. This effect is seen all the time. Ships go over horizon and you can't zoom them back in. Dazzler the cameraman demonstrated that in his thing quite easily. And the other thing he said was the Earth doesn't spin. Well, I guess the only thing I can say to the if you say that the Earth doesn't spin is let me have a look. Bob?
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
And that is his evidence refuted. We have curve and we have rotation.
Hiphophippie, you have 10 minutes to refute Fight the Flat Earth evidence.
This should be good.
Okay. So, number 1 was your effects of we gain weight and lose weight depending on where we're flying, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do we actually lose? How much do we gain in weight when this happens?
Well, it would depend on the speed you're traveling and therefore the amount of centrifugal acceleration you would either add to or take away from what is already existing on the Earth.
Okay, well, what's like the maximum?
Again, it depends how fast you were going. I mean, if you say what's the maximum, what's the maximum speed you can go?
From what I've seen, it's only like a point. It's like a point of a gram of weight that you lose or gain. It's not like an extreme amount. Why is that?
Because that matches with the math. The centrifugal acceleration difference matches the amount of weight that you would lose.
And it's only like a point gram?
If that is the speed and therefore the centrifugal acceleration either added to or taken away, then yes.
Well, see, that's kind of like a weak proof because that's nothing, dude. That's negligible. It's not enough to prove anything. It's just like, I don't know, it's a point gram, dude. It's fucking nothing. That's like you could fucking lay a leaf on a scale and it would fucking read out a point gram, you know? It's nothing. So that's not really proof of anything. And then you had something about the Foucault pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
All that proves is the pendulum drifts. That's all that proves. It doesn't prove that the Earth is spinning. I mean, why is it such a logical leap to say that it's the Earth spinning? You know, I just don't understand how you get that from that observation.
The point is that there is no explanation for it on a flat Earth, and the explanation and the maths works out for the drift that you get for the rotation of the Earth.
Oh, does it? Have you done this?
I'm planning on doing the actual experiment, but I can show you the experiment being done.
Well, that's fine, but it still doesn't prove that the Earth is spinning under it. Because if the Earth is indeed spinning under the pendulum, all you'd have to do is hang the pendulum steady. You wouldn't even have to move the pendulum.
No.
And you could just mark the ground around the pendulum and watch the Earth spin around the stationary pendulum.
Can you explain why you think that would happen?
Well, that's because the Earth is spinning. That's what you're saying. You're saying that the Earth is spinning underneath the pendulum.
As it's
you don't
moving.
even need to swing it.
Right. Can you?
Well, you don't even need to swing the pendulum if the Earth is actually moving underneath it. If you put it at a pole and you just hang it stationary, the Earth should spin around the stationary pendulum.
Right. So let's say
has that ever been done?
Let's say you're on a train, okay, and you're traveling 80 miles an hour. All right. Do you think if you just hung a pendulum in that train, it would start spinning on its own? If you're moving constantly in one direction, 80 miles an hour.
I'm not sure. I haven't done it.
I can tell you wouldn't, but there's plenty of evidence that when you are on a moving train, things don't get chucked around. The same if you're in an aeroplane traveling at 500 miles an hour, you can get your cup of beer and sit it down, and it's perfectly level. It doesn't move. It's not going to start swinging because you are traveling at a constant velocity. The point of the drift is that as it is swinging, that swing maintains its relative position to distant stars, and the Earth moves underneath it as it's swinging. You have to have it swinging, and then the drift that you get, you can literally use the angle from the drift to calculate your position on the globe, be it in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. You can calculate your latitude purely from the amount of time and the angle of the drift that you get in that amount of time, and it will always be right.
Well, that's what you say. I mean, you don't have a demonstration to show me this.
Yes, I do.
Doing it.
Well, not of me doing it, but I can show you a demonstration of it being done. It doesn't have to be me because that's called the genetic fallacy.
Well, that's fine, but it still doesn't prove the Earth is spinning. How do you know that the pendulum isn't just drifting by itself?
You would have to give me a reason why it's drifting. My point, Hiphophippie, is
maybe the weight, maybe the lead ball or whatever you're using. I'm assuming it's a lead ball.
No,
it would have to be the same size as all the other pendulums to get an accurate measurement. Because if the ball is different, it's gonna register differently. It's gonna move faster, maybe slower, depending on what size ball you use. Also, how do you know like the ball is exactly like distributing? Like what if one side of the ball is slightly heavier than the other side? What if it? And plus, what's the pendulum hanging from?
All right. Well, the thing is, you're not actually addressing the reasons why these things happen. You're just saying, well, it might be this.
I'm
right?
asking you.
Right.
I'm asking you.
Right.
How does
here?
What's it attached by?
Okay,
What's
so
it attached by?
in this instance, okay, the guy is using a plastic globe with a plastic fishing wire in a block of flats. All right, in this stairwell that you can see. Okay.
To watch
now,
the world turn.
He let's get it to the start, and I can show you. All right, so. So here's what he's doing, okay? He's got it ready to swing, and this is a release mechanism that he's got, and literally he's just going to burn the wire to stop it going. This is the plastic globe attached with a carabiner to this plastic rope fishing wire, and he literally just allows it to swing for as long as they could get it to. And it's got a little brush underneath it that's going over that little pot of ink, okay? Now, for brevity, I'll just skip past it. 41 minutes pass, and it's just about stopping to swing, so they decide to stop it here. Now, you can see that it has drifted. There is a angle there.
What are those things laying next to it? What are those?
They're just things holding down the bits of paper, and one of them was in the middle with some ink on, okay? Right, so where's the bit of the actual angle?
They look like weights.
Yeah, but they're just on the paper, holding the paper down. They're not touching the pendulum. They're just holding the paper down so that this pendulum can draw this drift, okay? So over the 44 minutes, whatever it was, they got this angle of 7.89 degrees. Now, doing a bit of mathematics, you take the latitude equals the arc sine times 24 hours over the amount of time that it took to do the actual angle, and then you can calculate what your latitude was. Now, they got 49.8 degrees for the latitude, which was with an error of 1.4 degrees, which is kind of understandable with the fact it's a brush going over that, but it's pretty much spot on, and it matches his latitude of where he is in Victoria, Canada, British Columbia, 48.4 degrees north. And the point is that you can do this anywhere in the world, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it would drift anti-clockwise. In the northern hemisphere, it would drift clockwise, and you will always get this drift that is equal when you do the maths to your latitude. And that is explained by the fact that the Earth is turning underneath the swinging pendulum. And now, I don't say it's proof, because science doesn't prove things. You give evidence that you can make your best guesses about things now, and this is one very good evidence that the Earth is in fact spinning, and it's also an evidence that the Earth isn't stationary, because there is no explanation for why you would get that drift wherever you did this, and you can use that angle to calculate your latitude on the Earth, and there is no explanation for it on a flat Earth.
The explanation is it's just a swinging pendulum. That's all it is. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean the Earth is spinning underneath. Because, like I said, the proper experiment to do would be to go to the North Pole, hang a pendulum, and let the Earth spin around the pendulum. You wouldn't even have to move it.
Right. So I think you're, again,
that would be 100% proof.
Point. So if you were...
No, I'm not missing the point. Why can't you agree like that would absolutely prove it?
Because that wouldn't happen, because things don't start swinging on their own when they are in the reference frame. It's the fact that you have to have it swinging.
No, the pendulum is not swinging, though. The pendulum would not be swinging. The pendulum would be...
Time's up. Hey, guys, time's up. We're about to... Obviously, y'all started to get into the...
yeah, I suppose we can just have the discussion part.
Let's just go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, go.
So, if you did this experiment at the North Pole, you would get a 15 degree per hour drift. In 24 hours, it would do 360 degrees. If you did this on the equator, you wouldn't get a drift. And that matches the math of the Earth spinning. There is no, the pendulum wouldn't just start going on its own, because that's not how physics work. If it's just still, right?
The pendulum would be still, and the Earth would spin around the pendulum. All you'd have to do is hang the pendulum, mark the ground around the pendulum, and then watch the Earth spin around the pendulum, the stationary pendulum.
Right. So if you're on the North Pole, right, and you've just got a still pendulum, then the pendulum's moving with the Earth. You're not going to register anything. But the point is, hold on. If you've got the pendulum and it's swinging, okay, as the Earth turns, it turns underneath the swinging pendulum. But if it's not swinging, then you're not going to register anything, because it's not moving. It's like I said, if you're on a train and you're going 80 miles an hour in one direction, things aren't smacking at the back of the wall 80 miles an hour, because there's a thing called conservation of momentum. So the physics of it is that you would expect to have a drift if something is swinging. Things don't just start swinging on their own, because they're in the reference frame. But once they are swinging, that swing maintains its position relative to the distant stars, and that's when you can measure the effect of the Earth rotating. And that is the concept behind the Foucault's pendulum. Not just it would start spinning, moving on its own, because no, that doesn't happen. But when it is spinning, that spin, when it is swinging, that swing allows the Earth to rotate underneath that swing, and that is why you can measure a drift.
But see, when you swing the pendulum, it can manifest a drift all on its own just from the swing.
Why?
The air. You'd have to trap off the air.
And okay,
that's one variable.
Why does
there's even plaques at museums and churches where pendulums are the pendulum exhibits. They even talk about these things. They talk about how they have to use magnets, and they have to use a motor that actually pings on the wire to keep it in motion. There's other forces at play, dude.
Now exactly.
All the pendulum proves is that the pendulum drifts. Whoop-de-doo. I'm sure, and I've also read, I'm not 100% sure, that these pendulums drift the wrong direction. They're slower in some places. They're faster in some places.
And that matches they
have to restart. They have to restart.
Yeah. Okay,
a lot of them they have to.
Right. Stop. Right. And that is why this guy did it in a very basic sense. Okay. There is nothing, making this one move. Okay. If you look at the Foucault's pendulum in Paris, it has magnets to keep it swinging so that you can constantly see what the drift is. But in this case, there wasn't anything assisting it. Nothing at all. It's just swinging on its own. And for you to say, well, it could just manifest a drift for whatever reason, you would have to explain to me why that we can use that drift to calculate your latitude. Wherever you are on the planet, you can use that drift to calculate your latitude. I'm not saying that. I'm showing you evidence of that right here. You're showing
me some dude with a fucking pendulum. I don't know this guy. I don't know if it's
what you're doing
100% legit. I don't know what he's facilitating the string with. I don't know where he put the hole to attach the string.
And that's called the genetic fallacy. What you're doing is just dismissing. What you're doing is dismissing the evidence because you didn't do it or see it yourself. That is literally called the genetic fallacy. Now, what I'd like you to do is actually address the claim that I am making that they used this drift to calculate their latitude, and it worked. Why did it work? Why were they able to calculate their latitude, and why did it work?
Because he set it up to get his results.
So your answer is he's lying?
Well, no, I'm talking maybe he is.
All right, so okay, I want you to assume.
Wait. Let's start at like a basic level. All right, so this is science, okay? What do we observe, okay? What are we observing to be like, oh, the Earth is spinning?
We're observing that something will drift if it is swinging.
No. See, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead to the experiment first. You're building the experiment, and then the experiment drifts, and you're like, why is it drifting? That's not how you do science. You don't build the experiment and then make the observation.
No,
you make the observation, and then you take the other steps into the experiment.
So the observation is that they observe that it appears the Earth is turning when they look at the sky or whatever. And then they set up this experiment to try and either prove or disprove that hypothesis. And what it did was it showed the hypothesis of the Earth turning to be a fact. Now, again, what you're doing is you're dancing around actually addressing the evidence. I want you to just to play along with me for a second and assume that
I'm telling you it's not proof that the Earth is spinning.
I'm not saying it's proof. I'm saying it's evidence.
All its proof is the only thing that is proof is that the pendulum is drifting.
And then we have to ask the question why. And more importantly, wait. More importantly, why does that drift correlate to his latitude? Why?
That's where it comes down to where everybody should do this for themselves. Like, why would you believe this guy? That's the same thing with like believing NASA. You just believe them. Like,
Okay, again, what you're doing is stop. What you're doing is avoiding addressing the actual claim.
No, right? I'm not. I address
you are. You're just saying. You're saying I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
That's all it is.
Right, but okay, but then you need to tell me why it matches his latitude. That's the question I'm asking you. Why does it correlate to his latitude?
Because that's what he says. I mean, dude, did you see the stairwell that he was hanging it in?
Yes.
It's
straight down.
It's facilitating that. No, the stairwell. It's like cutting off. It's only allowed to swing one direction.
Yeah, because that's all you need it to do.
It's not allowed. No, all the other pendulums. Why doesn't? How long did you leave it there? How long did you leave it spinning?
It swung for about 44 minutes because it doesn't have anything else.
Does the video cut?
Sorry? Does the video cut?
Yes.
Yeah, but actually, if you go to the description, he's got the you can watch the entire thing. But for this particular video, for brevity and for editing purposes, he cut it up. But there is.
He doesn't have a time lapse of it. Does he not have a time lapse of it?
I literally just told you in the description of the video, he does have the full thing that you can watch.
Why don't you play the time lapse? Why don't you just grab the time lapse and play it?
Because there's no. You can go and watch that for yourself. All right. That what you're doing is you are not addressing the actual claim. The claim that I am making is that angle that he got correlates to his latitude, and
you're saying the Earth is spinning underneath the pendulum.
What I'd like you to tell me is why that drift correlated to his latitude, and what the explanation for that is on the flat Earth.
Well, I'm telling you,
it matches up every time.
The only proof that we have is him saying that he did. That's it. Like,
okay, well, let's address that.
Is that the only guy? Do you have anybody else? Do you have anybody else on YouTube?
There's
anybody else that has done this?
There's other ones, but this is the one that I use.
Calculated their latitude.
Like I said, I'm trying to do it myself, but again, you're dancing around the point, Hiphophippie, right? I want you to just play with me for a second and assume that he's telling the truth, and this was a legit experiment that he did, and that was what he got. Now explain why it happened.
Because the pendulum is moving.
And
that's why.
And why did he get an angle that correlates to his latitude?
I don't know if he did. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't there when he was doing this shit.
I'm telling you, I want you to assume that he did, and tell me why it happened and what the explanation would be on the flat Earth.
The explanation is it's just the swinging pendulum. It's just a drifting pendulum. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, and why does it drift, and why does the angle that you get correlate to his latitude?
Because it has to do with how it's built. It's how it's made, dude.
So it just happened to be made. It just happened to be made that it correlated to his latitude. This random building that he put it in just happened to.
Well, no, you just say that. You just say that. That's.
So again, you're doing the genetic fallacy.
He calculated his latitude.
You're doing the genetic fallacy. You're refusing to address the actual issue and saying, "Well, I don't know if that's true."
I could set up a pendulum to create an angle to where I could calculate my latitude. Whoop-de-doo. I could totally do that and fake it.
Oh, so you're just assuming that he's lying then?
I bet you can't.
I'm just saying. I'm not.
I bet you can't. Hiphophippie. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I'll let you. I'll delete. What? If you can do it, I'll delete the video that I have making you look stupid. Okay. If you can recreate that, if you can recreate that and do it intentionally, listen. If you can do it intentionally, I'll take that video down. I guarantee you can't do it. Go through step by step and explain how you intend on doing this.
I guarantee you can't. I guarantee you can't show me a demonstration of water sticking to a rock sphere, spinning with air pressure gradients in a vacuum, floating in a vacuum. You can't do that.
It is demonstrated.
No. I'm talking about an actual scientific demonstration. No, you're just showing me. You're just showing me.
I already explained to you how ridiculous that claim is. You make that claim.
Maybe you should.
Because
you should explain it again.
Hold on. You make that claim because you know that gravity exists. And you know that if gravity exists, I can't create something that has a greater gravitational field than the Earth. You know that. We've had this conversation before. It's your attempt to...
That seems pretty convenient.
I got you on that one. I got you. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That the Earth's gravity is more intense than a gravity of a basketball? Yeah, that is. It's way convenient that that's the truth. Yeah, you're right. It is convenient.
No, it's convenient for your side
now,
because you don't have to demonstrate it.
I told you...
You asked for a time lapse. I'm showing you a time lapse.
I'll delete that video. I will delete that video if you can do this, if you can fake it and show how you faked it and how everybody else can fake it.
All I have to do is make it.
I'll remove any video, any mention of you. No, do it. Look, he's showing right here. Fake that.
Yeah.
Show me how you can fake that.
How do you know the table's not moving? How do you know the floor's not turning underneath that? How do you know that? How do you know?
You're committing the genetic you're committing the genetic fallacy.
No, I'm asking you. How do you know? How do you know? That could be a way to fake it as well.
So
they could be spinning
Hiphophippie. You are just refusing to address the claim by questioning its validity. And that's an intellectually dishonest thing to do.
Every flat earther does.
It's intellectually dishonest, and you can't. And the reason you're doing it is because you can't address the claim, and there isn't a reason for it happening on the flat Earth. Right?
No, I gave you a reason.
You can be as skeptical as you like, right? But what you're refusing to do is actually address the claim and the fact that wherever you are in the world, you can do this and calculate your latitude. Just based on the
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see you do it.
I am currently in talks with Fife Council to do it in a block of flats near me.
Well,
all right?
you were in talks about doing your sun experiment, and shadow experiment, and you still haven't done that.
The issue with that is I was inundated with trolls that completely ruined what I was trying to set up. So I'm trying to find a much better way to do that. All right, but that again, I am actually trying to do it now. But again, you're refusing to address the claim that. You can clearly see that there's drift.
I addressed the claim.
You said it swings because it swings. That's not really addressing the claim.
The air could be pushing it. The magnets could be manipulating the movement. The motor at the top. The way it's facilitated could be.
It's fake. What you're just saying is fake.
I'm saying it's a magic trick. That's what I'm saying. It's an illusion.
Oh my goodness me!
It's an illusion. Right. So that's why they started.
Greg, do you see why it's not important to talk to these guys anymore?
That's what it is.
Do you see why?
Right. No, it's a religious tool.
Hiphophippie.
They're just here to go. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's
so right,
because I wasn't there.
If you want to say you don't have an answer, then that's cool. If you don't have an answer, that's all right. We'll move on. There isn't an answer for it on the flat Earth. There is an answer for it on the globe.
I'm telling you, the Earth is stationary and the pendulum's moving. Whoop-de-doo.
And the fact that the drift is there kind of shows that the Earth isn't stationary.
So are you saying that the pendulum isn't moving?
I'm saying that I'm saying that the swing maintains its position relative to distant stars.
How do you know
that? Because the evidence shows that. That's what the evidence shows.
Well, that's what you think it shows.
All right, let's move on to something else. You didn't address this at all. All right. Why is there 2 tides a day on the flat? If the Earth is flat, why is there 2 high tides and 2 low tides every day? Please give me an explanation.
I don't know, but I do know that there's no tides in the Mediterranean Sea. So
there is tides in the Mediterranean Sea. It's just not as it's just nowhere near as big. Because the Mediterranean Sea is a enclosed small area. And when you add up all the vectors of, if you look at this on the right-hand side, all of the right of it is blue where there's water. So there's much more of it for the vectors to add up. But if you're in the Mediterranean Sea, which is a smaller area enclosed, there isn't as many vectors that you can add up to create such a large tide. But there is still a very small tide.
So
the same on lakes, you get small. Same on lakes, you get small, very very small tides on lakes. But again, you aren't addressing the claim.
Tides on lakes?
There is very very small ones, and this has actually been tested.
No, man. When it's a nice day, when it's a nice day,
Right.
little wind, the lakes are fucking still, man. They don't get all crazy like you think they do. They don't have
No,
tides,
right.
man.
Okay, so
What causes the tides? So you think the moon causes the tides, right? What do you
yes.
think? So do you think the moon is actually pulling the water?
No, not the moon. The warping of space-time by the mass of the moon is.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Now,
For sure.
let's go back to what my question was for you, all right? And why is there 2 high tides and 2 low tides every day if the Earth is flat? What is the explanation?
I told you I don't know.
There isn't
I don't know
one.
what's causing tides.
I do.
Well, you have an explanation, but that doesn't mean that it's true.
It's evidence, though. All
No,
right,
it's an explanation. What's evidence? You're just showing me a fucking picture.
Well, we know that special relativity is a thing. It's one of the most experimentally proved theories in existence. The most experimentally demonstrated one is quantum theory, but we know that special relativity is a thing. We know that space-time is a thing, and we know that mass warps space-time. And when you do the maths for the vectors based on what is happening, the explanation adds up. The explanation on the globe Earth is that the gravity of the moon and the sun all adds up to these tides, and that's why in spring, one particular point in the year when the sun, the moon, and the Earth are all lined up, you get an exceptionally large tide, and it's called the spring tide. And then 6 months later, what's the other one called, team?
Neap tides.
Neap tide, yeah.
And I
That's
believe
it.
you mean general relativity, not
General,
special relativity.
yeah, I do. I apologize. General relativity. Yeah. So and you get the neap tides when the moon is perpendicular to being in alignment with the sun, and the gravitational vectors aren't quite as large. You still get the high tides and the low tides, but it's not quite as pronounced when you get the spring tides. And the reason this happens is because of the gravitational vectors all adding up to being what we say they are. So there is an explanation for it on the globe Earth, okay? There is evidence that general relativity is a thing, that the warping of space-time is a thing, and
That's what you say.
It's not what I say, it's what science has determined to be the case.
No, that's what you say. That's all you have to say. Just say that. Just be like, yeah,
So-
I believe this.
Well, it's been
Don't
verified.
say it is, because it's not. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been verified.
Right, so again, there isn't an
You just
explanation
give
for
an
it on the flat Earth. So,
explanation.
right, so there's no explanation for the drifting of pendulums on the flat Earth. There's no explanation for the tides
I gave
on the
you an
flat Earth.
explanation.
Cool. No, you just said it's swinging and drifting because. Whereas
Hold
I can
on,
give you
hold
the
on,
actual
hold on,
reason.
Hold on. Before we go past the point, Hiphophippie says that general relativity has not been proven. He needs to back that claim up. How do you know general relativity has not been proven, Hiphophippie? How do you know gravity's fake? You said that you know.
Gravity's
that there
just
was
a
something
word,
along
dude.
the lines. Okay, so what does
Gravity
that
is just a word. It's just a word.
mean? And so is one.
You see
So
something
is
and you're
one.
like, oh, gravity.
So is car. Hey, hold on. So is one. So
Yeah.
is car. So is tree. So is everything else. Everything else is a word that represents something in reality. Now, you
What
made a
does it
claim
represent?
that
What does
gravity
gravity
and general.
represent?
Hold on. You made a claim that gravity and general relativity were wrong. That they were just made up. Validate
I didn't
that
say
claim,
that.
please, before you just move on.
No.
What was your
No,
exact
you're saying
words?
it's
Could
real.
you-
You're saying it's real. You're saying it's real. The burden of proof is on you. You're the one saying
Yeah.
it's real.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the Galileo satellites, the Galilean satellites over Europe that give Europe its GPS. When the satellites were put into an elliptical orbit instead of a circular orbit around the Earth, the satellites then became useless for the GPS system that its purpose was for. Now, what they decided to do instead, because the orbits were all messed up, they just decided to test general relativity out, okay, using the atomic clocks inside of the satellites. And guess what? To 4 digits, we are right with general relativity. As best as we can tell, for 4 digits. Now, we've tested it. It's matched our expectations. What do you have to say about that?
You say we. You haven't tested anything, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Why
We,
do you
as in
guys keep
humans.
Is that really your fucking answer?
Yeah,
Is that really your fucking answer, Hiphophippie?
that-
So you don't consider yourself a part of the human race. You're completely separate to the human race. Are you correct in
You
saying
say
that?
we.
Okay.
say
So
we as humans.
we as humans. I don't realize that I have to break it down into fucking basic English for you, Hiphophippie. You know what the fuck I'm saying. Quit trying to fucking obfuscate from the fucking point I'm making. We, as humans, have tested this theory out and have determined that it's correct within 4 decimal places. How do you explain that?
How do you know?
By saying,
How do you know?
Because
How do you
the
know
data
that?
is there.
Because they published a paper. Yeah, they published a paper. How do you know anything?
So you just,
How do you know
so you just-
anything
you just
other
read a
than what you
paper.
see outside of you? Exactly. Oh, how do you use your phone, Hiphophippie?
Is
How
your-
do you use your phone? How
is
do you
your-
know your phone works?
it on.
Someone else
I
made
turned
it.
it
Do you
on.
not
I
understand
turned it on.
how the? Oh, you try. Okay. Well, so did they. They turned it on and it worked.
Yeah.
You're lying, Hiphophippie. I'm going to call you out now. You're lying.
So your
You turned
entire
on your
argument
phone. I have
is
no
the-
proof of you turning on
How
your
am
phone.
I lying?
I have no proof of you turning on your phone. You
Yeah.
must be lying about it.
Absolutely.
There's
Well, I'm
no
talking
proof
to
of
you
you
on my
turning.
phone.
I've never seen
talking to
you.
you on
Hold
my
on.
phone.
I've never seen you. How do I know? How do I know you're not lying?
Well, then how else am I talking then?
Exactly, Hiphophippie. I don't know. You could be making that shit up. Isn't that what you said about the other guy that was doing the
No,
experiment?
come
He
on,
could
man.
just be making
Yeah.
this up.
Think
You could be
logically
just
here.
exactly. Now you know how we feel, Hiphophippie. Oh, come on, man.
No,
That's how we feel every
that's
time
not
you fucking
logical.
open your mouth when we provide something, and then you sit there and go, "Well, how do we know? Well, how do we know he isn't lying?" How about this? Trust him the way you would trust yourself. Trust him to say that this isn't as important, that his life will end if he's not lying or not, okay? That he's just doing this just to inform people, to educate people, to show people. He's not lying to you, just like you're not lying about being on your phone. Yes or no? Are you lying about that?
No, because I'm not. No. Why would I lie about that?
Well, then why do you immediately assume? Why do you immediately assume that every other human being is out there lying when you don't? God,
I'm not saying every human being is lying. Okay, I'm not. I'm not saying
you are.
every
You're
human
saying
being
every
is
human
lying.
being that's not
No.
a fucking flat earther. That's what you're goddamn saying.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you are.
I'm not
every
saying
time evidence
no,
is presented
no,
to
no.
hold on, Hiphophippie. Yes,
I never
every
said
time
that.
we presented you evidence to refute. Every time we presented you evidence that goes against the flat Earth, what have you said? How do we know that he isn't lying? How do you know that this is true? How do you know this?
Well,
how do you know that?
How do we know?
God damn.
How do we know?
Same thing with you. God damn. Exactly.
Right,
So
right.
you're not on the fucking phone. I think
Right.
you're a liar. You're a liar, Hiphophippie.
Let's
Because you don't have
give
proof to show
let's
that
give
you're
him
on
a
the
chance.
phone.
Let's give him a chance. Right, he's denying that gravity is a
He doesn't
thing,
deserve
right?
it.
Right. But I want to see if he can give me an explanation for why things accelerate towards the ground on the flat Earth.
So,
If gravity isn't
so you're
real,
pretty much saying
why do things accelerate towards the ground? Because F
things-
equals right. First of all, let me ask you a very basic question.
Wait, I thought you said you were going to let me talk.
Yeah,
I thought you said you were
I'm
going to let me talk.
clarifying my question. Right? Do you agree that F equals ma?
Sure.
Right. Okay. So therefore, you know that when something accelerates, it requires a force. Agreed?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So things accelerate towards the ground when you let them go. So why is that?
Because you let it go. You picked it up. What's it doing before you picked it up?
Right. You literally just agreed that F equals ma, and then you
Okay,
stopped agreeing with
now,
it.
wait. What's falling? What's falling?
Anything. This pen.
Anything. So,
This pen. The point is, it's not
Okay.
falling. It is accelerating at a constant rate of 9.8 meters per second squared.
Craig, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Craig. I'm gonna break this down a little bit. I'm gonna re-ask Craig's question, but I'm gonna give it to you, Hiphophippie, the way he's trying to give it to you. Okay. When you pick up a ball and you hold it up in the air, how fast is that ball moving when you're holding it in your hand?
when I'm holding it in my hand, like just
Yes.
holding it.
How fast is the ball moving? Yes. Should I answer it for you? 0 miles per hour, 0 meters per
Yes,
second.
yes,
Whatever you can.
yes, 0 miles an hour.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'm trying to clarify.
What is? Can you please define what acceleration is?
Well, when it goes from one speed to another to a faster speed.
Okay,
Or-
great.
or-
great.
or-
Now,
or
do you
nothing
agree?
to something.
Do you agree? Okay, do you? Oh my God! So now you change the rule. That's not the right rule, by the way. You can't say from nothing
like
to
0
something.
to 10
That's
miles an hour.
changing
That's acceleration.
Yeah, that's changing. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying acceleration is anytime you change speed, unless you go from 0 to something. So now that you've gone from 0 to whatever the speed is, okay, would you not agree that it had to accelerate from 0 to get to any speed when falling?
Yeah.
It had to accelerate, yeah? Okay, so by your own definition, you said you think F equals ma. To get the mass to accelerate, a force, F, must be applied to a mass, m, to get it to accelerate to a certain speed, a. Well, to get it to accelerate at a certain rate, a. Okay? What is the force?
Well, okay. Things just don't accelerate. So, like, Felix Baumgartner, when he jumped out of his balloon, okay,
He accelerated.
he slowed down. He actually slowed down.
After, right,
When he
okay.
fell out,
Right,
he started slowing down. He started slowing down, dude.
Right,
Terminal velocity.
stop.
He started slowing down.
Stop. What
Yes,
did he do?
he
What did he
slowed
do
down.
first? What did he do first, Hiphophippie? What was the first thing that he did as soon as he left that balloon? He started accelerating, right?
Yeah.
He accelerated until he hit terminal velocity. Now, when the atmosphere is thinner, terminal velocity is higher than when the atmosphere is thicker. So, once he accelerated to the point that he reached terminal velocity, then, as he went down and the density of the atmosphere increased, that meant that the upward drag on him increased and he decelerated. And that matches with what's going on. That doesn't mean that 9.8 meters per second squared acceleration downwards went away. It meant that there was equal and there was opposite forces acting on him, i.e. the drag of the atmosphere getting more and more dense, then changing what the terminal velocity was. And it actually matches with what we expect to be the case. But the point you miss is that he accelerated first. He left that balloon at 0 miles per hour. He accelerated. He accelerated until he hit terminal velocity, which is explained by our model.
That seems like a contradiction because you're saying gravity is a constant, right?
Yes.
So it's constantly accelerating at 9.8 meters per second until you hit terminal velocity.
Yes.
Okay, squared.
Because there is other forces acting on it. You know, there's a thing called a summation of forces. When you add up all the forces together, the forces of the drag from the surface area of his body hitting the molecules of air as he's going down, that drag increases as the atmosphere gets thicker and thicker as he goes towards the ground, meaning that the terminal velocity would also change. But he still accelerated until he reached the terminal velocity and the sum of forces evened out. If there was no atmosphere there, he would keep accelerating.
Well, okay. But see, that's... Okay, that makes sense, okay?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean anything.
How not? Right, now let me get back to my question, which is why did he accelerate in the first place? What caused that acceleration?
Well...
Remember, you agreed that F equals ma.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so he had to get into a balloon, go up really high, give him distance because he's not falling. He's not accelerating while he's on the ground. He's just chilling. So he actually had to change. He had to change what he was doing by going up, giving him that distance to accelerate.
Can I?
Right.
That's the only reason why he accelerates.
Y'all's time's up. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Listen, y'all's time is up, okay? Y'all's time is up. If y'all want more time, y'all want to continue going on, that's fine. I'm just here to moderate. But let me point something out to you, Hiphophippie. What would happen if he was standing on a grate and someone pulled the grate open and now there's an empty hole below him? He hasn't gone up any. He's simply standing on the ground where you say, oh my God, there should be the only reason things fall is because you take it from its resting state on the ground up. What about what happens if to a ball that's sitting on a grate and you open the grate? Does the ball fall or is it going to sit there?
Well, if there's
Exactly.
if
Your fucking explanations mean shit. All right, what do you want to do? Fight
No,
the flat
that
Earth?
doesn't mean
Your
anything.
30 minutes are over.
things just don't fall to the ground. You have to pick them up
Yes,
and
they
drop
do.
them. Things
Hip-hop
don't just
hippie,
fall
did
to
you
the ground.
not hear
No,
me?
you have
Did
to
you
pick
not
them up
hear
and
me?
drop
Did
explained
you
to
not
you.
hear me? Did you not hear me, Hip-hop
Right,
hippie?
right, okay.
If you set a ball on the ground and it's sitting on top of a grate and you open that grate, what happens to the ball? Does it stay where it's at or does it fall down the hole? Falls down the hole. Don't fucking
Right.
play
Yeah.
intellectual
Right, now let me
dishonesty.
ask you this.
So then it has nothing to do with its original position. There you go. Go ahead.
Hiphophippie,
No,
right?
like-
That's
like
right.
you
Let me
dug the
break
hole,
down
though.
what you're
You
saying,
dug
right?
the hole for it to fall
wait,
down.
Wait. Stop.
You actually dug
stop.
the hole.
Stop. Right. Let me ask you this, right? So your premise is that if I was to pick this up from the ground, the energy that I have put into it from picking it up from its resting point to lifting it to here is what gives it acceleration to go back to its resting point. Is that right?
No. You dropping it from that height gives it that acceleration. Because obviously it's not moving
You
when it's in
just
your
said
hand.
F equals
If
MA.
you letting go,
You just said F
yeah,
equals MA.
he's letting go. Him
Oh
letting
my
go
God!
of the
So
object
you don't know what FM
makes it
equals MA.
accelerate.
Right. Okay. Right.
Nope,
So
it doesn't.
let's
Yeah,
just
it does.
let's just go with this premise
Alright,
for a
so
second here.
What if he didn't?
Wait.
What if
Let's
he didn't let go of it? What would he be doing? It would be still, just like with your ball example. If he's
But
holding on to the
Hiphophippie,
pin,
Hiphophippie.
it's still, it's not moving
Right,
until he actually drops it.
But right, so
Then it accelerates.
wait, acceleration requires the force,
You're an
okay?
idiot.
So we know the force has to come from somewhere. So your premise is that
But gravity's not a force. Gravity's not a force, though. So
within Newtonian physics it is, and that's fine for local, for whatever we do, it's absolutely
get-
Are
fine.
you just
So
repeating
which
what you've
model
heard
is
other?
it?
Hold on.
No,
Are you just
which model
repeating?
is it?
Hold on.
Is
Are
it
you repeating?
Newtonian
Hold on.
physics
Hear me
or
out,
is
Hip Hop
it
Baby.
Einsteinian
Are
They're
you
the same.
repeating?
Which model is
Are
it?
They're
you
the same.
repeating
No,
what
which
you're
model
saying?
is it?
Hey,
They're the
hold
same.
on.
model is
Hold
it?
on.
Which
They're the
Hold
same.
on.
They're
the
As
same
the
model.
moderator,
model?
guys.
Now they're the same model?
Right,
Hey, I'm
Hiphophippie,
getting
stop.
fucking
How many
pissed off.
fucking
Hip-hop
Hiphophippie,
models
stop.
do you guys have?
Hiphophippie,
Alright.
stop.
How
Stop.
many
Hip-hop
models
hippie.
do you
Hiphophippie,
guys
stop.
have?
Are you
Stop.
How many?
repeating?
Let team speak.
Just mute him. Okay. Since you said gravity doesn't exist, explain that. Explain that in detail for everybody to understand what you mean by that. I want to make sure you're just
Gravity-
not repeating what other people said and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So please explain.
Gravity is only a concept to keep us from flying off the spinning ball, dude. Because we're
That's
supposed to
wrong.
be
That's
spinning.
what you mean by gravity's not a
that's-
force.
no.
Then you don't know what the fuck Craig's talking about. Then you don't know what the fuck
gravity
Craig's
doesn't
talking
even-
about.
you don't
And
even
Craig,
need
your
gravity.
explanation
Flat
is
Earth doesn't even
valid
need
again
gravity.
because when he
Flat
said
Earth doesn't
that,
need gravity.
when he said that,
Flat
he
Earth
did
doesn't
not
need gravity, bro.
Hip-hop hippie, be quiet. Be quiet. Okay, for a moment. All right, you've already admitted that things don't move unless a force is applied to them. They won't accelerate unless force is applied to them, okay? Then when we tried to say what makes the ball drop when you drop it down and we said gravity, you said, oh, well, gravity doesn't exist. Like I thought gravity wasn't a force. So you're parroting that. You don't understand what that fucking means. You're just saying that, right? Just
No,
say yes
what-
because
alright.
it makes you look more
What-
smart to
what's
say
the
that you're a
ball
parrot.
doing? What's the ball doing until you drop it? What's it doing?
It's
at rest
accelerating to
until
the
you drop
ground.
it.
It's accelerating. No, it is a hush, hush. If you want to
Until
get
you
a good
drop it.
example of physics, a good lesson, I'm going to give you one. Okay.
Let's just listen
when
to
he's
Team for a
holding
minute.
it in his hand, guess what? Guess what? The ball is accelerating down at 9.8 meters per second squared, and he's having to accelerate it up with his hands and his muscle at 9.8 meters per second squared as well. The combination of those two accelerations gives the ball no acceleration, so it's not moving. But guess what? When you open your hand, you stop accelerating it up at 9.8 meters per second again, and guess what happens? It begins to fall under the only accelerating force that it's under, which is gravity, which you don't understand when you say gravity doesn't exist. So
talking
don't
about?
fucking say that unless
I
you
could
know
pick
what the
something
fuck
up-
you're talking about.
I could pick something up faster than
You could do what?
9.8 meters per second squared. I could pick something up
You
faster
are,
than 9.8
are
meters
you
per
are you
second
really
squared.
that dumb? Are you really that
I think
dumb?
he
I
really
said when
is.
you're holding
Oh,
something
why are
still.
you telling me that?
I said when you're holding something still, listen, because you're not fucking listening. When you're holding a ball
I am
out to the
listening.
side of your arm, there is hush and listen. There is a 9.8 meters per second squared acceleration of that ball towards the ground. Now, if you don't want that ball to fall down, if you want to keep that ball in the same spot, you have to accelerate it up at 9.8 meters per second squared as well. This is why you can't just hold a fucking ball out constantly because you're applying a force upwards. And if you don't like do something about that, the force is, you're going to have to continue to hold it up. If you can't continue, let's say your muscles get tired and you can no longer hold it up, you can only accelerate it up at 5 meters per second squared. Guess what? The ball's going to fall at 4.8 meters per second squared.
You're making the ball fall. What are you doing before you even pick up the ball? What's the ball doing? What's the ball doing before you even pick it up?
Sitting on the ground. Hey, you know what the ball's doing? It's accelerating towards the hold on. It's accelerating towards the middle of the earth. Hold on.
Right,
it is accelerating.
Why does it fall?
Let him answer.
Shut up.
That's why.
Hiphophippie,
When the ball is sitting, listen, Hiphophippie, when the ball is sitting on the surface, it has weight. You know why? Because it's being accelerated as well. 9.8 meters per second squared times its mass towards the center of the earth is going to tell you what its weight is. At the same time, it's being accelerated up by the earth. The earth is pushing on the ball at whatever the weight of the ball is, whatever the mass of the ball is, times the acceleration of the earth down. So that's why you can put up a fucking scale between two things and it'll measure a weight. Because not only is the ball falling towards the center of the earth, but the earth is keeping the ball from falling by pushing it up. These two combine together to form the same. If the earth was pushing it up at 10 meters per second, the ball would lift off at 0.2 meters per second squared and would accelerate upwards that fast. Yes.
No.
This is basic.
You're saying the
basic
earth is
physics.
pulling. You're saying the earth is pulling objects to the ground. That's fucking retarded, dude. It's just retarded.
Right, Hiphophippie, right? So
just because you don't get it is not our problem.
I'm holding the ball in my hand, right?
I can say the same about you, bro.
Hiphophippie, stop and listen a sec, right? So I'm holding the ball in my hand, and I'm opening my hand now. Why is it not going up?
Because it's heavier than the air. Duh.
Why is the air heavy?
Fuck, man. What? No, I said it's heavier than the air around it.
Yeah.
So it's going to fall.
But why down?
Just because it falls, just because it falls.
No, it doesn't fall, it accelerates.
There's a force pulling it down, dude. There's nothing pulling it down. It's falling because
then why is it accelerating?
You pick it up
you agreed that F equals ma. Shut the fuck up and listen. Shut the fuck up and listen. You agreed that F equals ma.
I don't need gravity.
Well, you do, because otherwise you'd be floating off into space.
No.
Right? Now,
no. Space doesn't exist, dude. Prove space exists. Prove space
easy.
Exists.
I can do that by showing one video, but I'm gonna ask you one question.
Here, think about it.
Wait, stop, shut up.
You think we're floating in an infinite vacuum, dude?
Will you listen?
How fucking crazy is that?
I don't want to have to mute you. Just when I'm talking, stop talking over me, all right? I don't want to have to mute you, all right? So just fucking listen, okay? So one thing you said that's really fucking stupid and pissed me off was that, which model are you on about? Which Newtonian physics or Einsteinian physics? Well, they're the same fucking thing. And do you know how I can prove they're the same thing? Because I can derive Newton's law of gravitational attraction from Einstein's field equations. I can literally do that, which means that they are exactly the same thing. All right? So don't say stupid shit that you don't understand, because you don't fucking understand it in the slightest. All right? No, you haven't answered any of my questions. You've danced around them and said, I don't need gravity. No, but you know what?
It's the same thing.
You know what?
It's the same thing.
This one fucking picture destroys any fucking concept that the Earth is flat. Because if the Earth was flat, the horizon would rise to eye level. And there is fucking proof right in front of you that the horizon does not rise to eye level. You can't deny that. It's right in front of you. Don't be a fucking retard.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? The horizon's pretty much cutting off half the fucking picture, dude. We don't know.
The horizon is not at eye level. Look at it. Is the horizon at eye level?
I've been on a plane.
Is the horizon
many times?
Yeah, okay,
dude,
all right.
And the horizon is right out the window. It's right out the window on an airplane, 37,000 feet.
And
right out the window. It's
here's on a plane.
Cutting off half the window.
Shut up. Here's on a plane. There's eye level. The horizon is below eye level.
Dude, I've been on a plane myself.
Yes, and there is it from a plane. So and if you actually had some at measuring eye level, you would see that the horizon was below it. MC2, someone from our fucking community, took a picture of the moon below eye level whilst on a plane. How is that possible? The horizon does not rise to eye level. This is demonstrable, 100% undeniable evidence that the horizon does not rise to eye level. Look, the horizon is not at eye level. Can you deny that?
The horizon's lower in that picture than it was in the fucking plane picture.
No, it wasn't.
Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
No, wrong.
All he would have to do is move the level down to be in level with the fucking horizon, dude.
No, because he then the water wouldn't be level with itself. The point of the water is that his eye is level with both bits of the water, meaning there is reference as to what eye level is. And dude, the horizon is below. Yeah, all right. You keep saying I've been on a plane, but I can show you shit from a plane. In fact, well, here we are. Here's the picture from MC Toon. There's eye level, and there's the moon below eye level.
Why don't you just show a time lapse of a plane of somebody on a plane looking out the window, and let's see where the horizon.
You got one?
Just find one, dude. I got one, but it'll kick me off here. I could show you my picture from when I went to Australia.
So what you're saying is you're denying that what I'm showing you is true.
Hiphophippie, hold on. Hiphophippie, send me the link and I'll show your picture for you.
No, I've seen this Theodolite app, and it's been talked about on Metabunk.
What do you mean no?
Where one dude has.
What do you mean no?
Hiphophippie,
send me your evidence. Send me your evidence so I can show your evidence. Okay.
Well,
you can't
I don't
just
have a
say
link to
no that you're not going.
Oh, so you don't have it?
Okay, well.
I don't have a link.
You're saying is just made up again.
Skeptic.
You're just making that.
No,
shit
I don't
up.
have a link to Team Skeptic.
Oh no, okay, no. Send it to Fight the Flat Earth. He'll shoot it to me and I'll share it.
Yeah, send me the link.
All right.
All right. But are you denying? This isn't even a Theodolite app. This is like literally pilot stuff. Now. I can get you the HUD from Wolfie 6020's aircraft that literally shows the same thing. Now, again, what you're doing is just dancing around answering the claim. And what I'm saying here is the moon is below eye level. How is that possible if the Earth is flat?
Perspective.
What's perspective? Can you give me the mathematical formula for it, please?
I don't know the mathematical formula.
Well, then shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
What? So what, dude? I know a fucking car drives. Do I know the fucking mathematics to fucking put it together? No, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
If there was a God, then I don't think he would have any mercy on you. I don't think he'd be able to stand fucking speaking to you because you just deny, with no explanations for anything.
You wouldn't believe in a God if he came down and smacked you with his dick.
Well,
you wouldn't
I
believe
would
that
because
shit.
that would be evidence.
No, you wouldn't. No, you
that would be evidence. That would be evidence, and I go with evidence.
You can't even look at a fucking flat horizon and be like, "Damn, that shit's flat." Like, you can't even do that.
Yeah, because it's actually supposed to be flat.
And you can't, no, but hold on. You can't, you expect him to just look at some evidence that you provide and go, oh,
I just
wow,
sent
look
you
at
a
that.
video.
It's a whole lot of
I just
sense
sent you
now.
a video.
Hold on.
Right,
Then he provides you a video and your first thing is to say, they're lying. They're not doing that. That's not real. They're all making that shit up. That's what your whole fucking thing. Every time Craig has presented something tonight, that's what you said.
Have you been on
and now you're like, oh, but what is it?
Yeah.
Of course I've been on an airplane. Why would you not think
dude.
that I was on?
Have you not looked out the window and been like, damn, where is the curve?
I can
there
afford
is
a
no
fucking
curve.
airline ticket.
Well, I was just asking a question, dude. Don't get all offensive.
Wait, I just want to address your. I just want to address your whole. It's flat. There. It looks flat. Therefore, it's flat. Right. So, tell me. 1 second. Let me. Fuck, my computer's just.
No, I'm saying there is no curvature, so it's flat. Like that's why I think it's flat.
Are marbles flat?
Because there is no curvature.
Are marbles flat?
Fuck no, marbles aren't flat.
Well, have a look at this picture and tell me that that marble isn't flat. Because that's a picture of a marble taken with a macro lens up close. And it looks pretty fucking flat to me, but marbles aren't flat, are they?
Yeah. What happens when you turn the camera 360 degrees, though? What would happen?
It'll still look flat. It'll still look flat.
No.
Of course it would still
How do
look
I know?
fucking flat.
Yeah, Will.
No,
Yeah,
well,
Will.
There's a
Turn it
literal...
around. Turn it around 360 degrees.
You want me to spin it around 360 degrees?
Yeah,
You want-
I want you to do that.
Do you
I want
realize
to do
what
that
you just said?
Because in reality, yes.
My fucking
Go
god,
ahead
you're
and do that
dense.
for him real quick. You're
No,
extreme density at this point.
It's as-
Go ahead and flip that 360 degrees.
Yeah, turn that
Sorry.
camera 360 degrees and see what happens. It's going to curve away.
I have to put it onto another thing to be able to do it. So.
Classroom before I break my foot off in your ass.
Oh, don't know what's playing there, but it's probably quite appropriate.
Play that video. Play that video I sent you.
One sec. I'm just going to flip
I have
that
it ready for you.
360
When
degrees
he gets done with
like
this, we'll
you
do that.
asked.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Oh, it's
real
still
quick,
flat.
Hiphophippie. Does the video?
Oh,
No,
That's
the
all-
camera.
it still looks
degrees.
flat.
The camera taking the picture, dude. The camera.
Okay.
The camera taking the picture, man. Come on.
So, right,
Okay,
so what you want is the
Hip-hop- hold on,
camera to look
Hiphophippie,
out
in your
further.
video-
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Hiphophippie,
No, I
in
want
your
you
video,
to
do
have
you
that
need sound
camera.
or
It's
do you
zoomed
just
in,
need-
but if you turn it 360 degrees, it's going to curve away. It's going to eventually curve
You realize
away.
if you turned it 360 degrees, it would be back in the same spot, right?
Yeah, but you would see a curve
Fuck
eventually.
me. No, you wouldn't if it's up close and taking a macro shot. That's the fucking point. Sorry, Team.
And by the way, what axis would you like us to rotate that camera 360 degrees on? Because we can rotate it around its z-axis, or its x-axis, or its y-axis.
Where it's
Which
at right
axis
there.
would you
Where
like
it's
us
at
to
right
rotate
there.
it around? That's not a fucking answer,
What?
bro.
Oh my god.
The camera has
Do you know what
three
an axis
axes,
is?
all right?
Dude, there is no
X,
curvature,
Y,
dude. Don't-
and Z.
I'm sorry.
Which
You guys,
axis
so
would we
wait,
rotate the
wait.
camera?
Now you guys are saying
Wow.
that we can't see curvature. Well, no, now
I'm
you guys
saying
are
you
saying
can
that
see
we
the
can't
effect
see
of curvatures,
because we're too
right?
small.
Right?
No, you're saying we can't
Do
see
you need
curvature because
sound?
we're too small. That's what you're saying now.
Hiphophippie,
But then
hold on.
you just said that we could see
Hiphophippie,
curvature.
hold on. Hey,
Playing.
hold on. Do you
Yeah.
need sound for
What?
this video
Yeah.
that you're playing? Do you need the sound or just the
No.
video?
No, we just need the video.
I'm being serious. I'm talking about the video you gave to Fight the Flat Earth to play. Do you need the sound on the video or just the visuals?
No, just the visuals.
Okay, great. All right, I'm ready when you are. Present it. Fight the Flat Earth.
Okay, lost your screen. Come on. Merge. Oh yeah,
First thing
because
I'd like to point out
Yeah.
is that I don't see any fucking ground there. I don't see any fucking ground. I
Doesn't
see
matter.
the tops
It's
of
the
clouds
horizon.
that are 5 to 6 miles
It's the
off the
horizon.
ground. So I guess the ground doesn't rise.
So what
to
is
eye
that
level.
line?
Good. Wait,
What's
it's
that
not.
line then? What's
It's
that
the top
line
of the
then?
fucking clouds, you idiot. Jesus.
What is
Christ.
it? Is it the horizon, you fucking dumbass? What is that? That's the horizon, you fucking retard.
oh my god. Right, I'm just gonna prove something to you for a second.
That's the horizon. Look at that. It's cutting off exactly half of the fucking image, dude.
So you were able to get the top of the clouds in there, and you think that's where the ground comes up to? Are
No.
you dead
No,
serious?
that-
You think the ground
back
comes
in
up
that-
to the top of those clouds? Oh my god, so the ground
No,
falls off with
no.
elevation? Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. That's
No.
nothing new to me.
I'm
You know
just-
why?
no.
Because it's a fucking globe, and I've been
proving
knowing
the
this for
horizon-
fucking years.
No.
Thank you.
I'm proving that the horizon
Yes,
rises
you're not looking
with the observer.
No, you're
Yes.
no,
Yes,
you're
it
talking
does.
about the tops of the
Well, yes, it
clouds.
does. That
You're
is
talking
the
about the
horizon.
tops of the
So
clouds.
how many
not-
horizons
oh my
are
God.
there? How many horizons are there
Alright,
then?
alright, wait,
How
wait,
many
wait,
horizons?
As many as you
Hiphophippie.
need, I guess.
Hiphophippie.
No, as many as you need.
Wait, I need to ask you quite a serious question. How the fuck do you know this is eye level? Where's the reference?
Dude, it's cutting off half the fucking camera, bro. That's eye level.
How do you know the camera isn't tilted up or down?
It's
How do you
up-
know that those
Yeah,
aren't?
where's the
That isn't
reference to
happening.
show that that's eye level?
Dude, I'm not saying eye
you
level.
can't
I'm
just
saying
make shit
it
up on the
rises.
fly and say.
I'm
oh,
not
God.
saying eye level. I'm saying it rises with the observer, dude.
But it doesn't.
How do you know that this camera is not tilted down?
How is it not? It's in an airplane. The horizon is right out the fucking airplane,
Hiphophippie
window.
Hiphophippie, you are either the most idiotic person I've ever known, or you're just the most intellectually dishonest person
I've got a
that's
question.
ever been on here.
I've got a question.
We've had jackasses that will refuse to answer. No, I'm being honest with you. We're asking you questions.
You haven't debunked anything.
We're asking you. Hiphophippie. I'm not. Listen, I'm asking you. How do you know? How do you know that the camera is not tilted down? How do you know that the camera is not tilted down? How do you know that the camera is perfectly level?
Let me.
That is a flat fucking horizon right there, bro.
No, that's not.
Sorry.
That's really not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give me a sec, and I'm going to prove that that's not flat, because I can quite clearly fucking see that is curved.
Where's the ground at? Where's the ground at, Hiphophippie? As you go up in elevation, the horizon is supposed to continuously rise with you. Where does the ground meet the clouds at?
What do you mean where the ground meets the clouds?
All I'm seeing here is the top. All I'm seeing here is the top of the
That is the
clouds.
horizon.
Where is the ground?
That is the horizon.
Ground. So the.
That
so if I
is
just
the
look off in
horizon,
that
dude.
direction, that's where the fucking.
Look at that.
Wow, you're so dumb.
Look at that. Hey, team, look at that.
That's fucking
It's
blind,
curved.
dude. Look at that shit.
It's literally
No, it
curved.
isn't.
You see in the middle.
That is
You can
not
see the fucking.
curved, dude.
Yep. That's look, you can literally
No.
see right at the edge. But there's like in the middle. You can see where it is.
Oh, yeah.
There's a fucking curve there.
You ever heard of barrel distortion?
Oh, so now it's
That
barrel
is not
distortion.
curved, bro.
Now it's
No,
barrel
that is not
distortion.
curved.
It's
That is flat
it
as
is can be
fuck,
it's
dude.
anything. Hold on. It's anything other than a globe. That's
No,
that's what
that
that's
ain't
just
globe.
answer it like that.
That's
this
not
point forward,
curved. That
moving
is not
forward-
curved.
Listen,
That's not
from
curved,
moving
dude.
forward, Hiphophippie, moving forward, just instead of just giving trying to make up something that sounds stupid, just say it's anything but a globe. Okay? When we say, well, what about this? Just go, it's anything but a globe.
Right.
When we say, well, why are we looking at the tops of the clouds and not the ground? Isn't the ground supposed to
Dude,
come up to
that
eye
is
level?
the
The
horizon.
horizon at the ground.
Wait.
Oh,
Hiphophippie,
okay.
you keep
Well,
saying
that's not a
horizon.
globe.
Horizon.
Okay.
Hiphophippie, you keep saying horizon. You keep saying horizon. But here's the thing: why the fuck is there a horizon if the Earth is flat?
Because it is flat.
No.
Duh.
Why is there a horizon if the Earth is flat? If the Earth is flat, why is there a
understand the
point
question.
where you can't see things past it anymore?
It's because that's the way our eyes work. It's perspective.
You can't define
I
perspective.
told you, you'd have sounded a whole.
Yes,
you would have sounded a whole lot
no.
smarter if you'd have just
Right.
answered
Everybody
that
here
question
knows-
with, "It's
everybody-
not a globe."
Here's the thing:
No.
if the Earth was flat, there wouldn't be a fucking horizon. There would be an indistinguishable
Sure.
blur in the distance.
No, that's what you say.
That's what physics says.
what you say.
That's what the
Dude.
optics of light says. That's what the universe and how everything works says.
I'm
If the
gonna
Earth
need-
was flat,
I'm gonna need a
there
fucking
wouldn't be a
citation.
fucking horizon.
Hold on.
You know, there's
I
not going to be a
wanna- I wanna ask
citation
you a
because the
simple
Earth isn't
question.
fucking flat.
Yeah, there is no
Listen.
citation. No, there is
Listen,
no
guys.
citation because that's bullshit. First off,
Can I
you
ask
made
you a
a
question,
claim.
Hiphop?
So,
Right, Hiphophippie, let team ask you a question. Let team ask you a question.
Wait.
Let team ask you a question.
Wait.
Let team ask you a question.
No, wait. Let me.
No,
let me-
team
let
ask
me-
you a question
let-
first.
Come on.
Team ask
No,
you a
I'm-
question first.
No, let me answer. Ugh.
Team,
All
go on.
right.
They don't like my questions. What's the limiting factor in the I would say the distance to the horizon? What's the limiting factor for a flat earther or a camera or anything else? What's the limiting factor?
I'd probably say height of the observer.
Jesus Christ.
What? Well, why don't you tell me then? What is it? What's the limiting factor then?
The resolution of your eye or your camera. Okay.
Okay.
So on a flat
that's cool.
Earth,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. On a flat Earth, the distance to the horizon is simply the amount of resolution that you can get from your camera or your eye. Okay. Once two
Exactly.
points, let's say you have 2 points that are 6 feet apart. Once they merge into 1 point, then your eye or the camera can no longer resolve the difference between the two. That's it. That's it. Okay. So as you go up,
that's
your
fine.
increase. Hold on. As you go up in height, all right, you increase the distance between the ground and eye level. So for you guys, all right, for some reason, as you get higher at that point. but you can, for some reason, still see everything perfectly fine. Why?
No, where is it?
Dude, it's...
If you say, dude, it's flat, then...
Just listen, just say it's not a globe. That's the only thing you have to say right now that's not going to make you look really stupid.
It's not a globe.
Just when I say,
dude,
what's the limiting factor, just say it's not a globe.
Check it out.
Don't say hi, don't say anything else.
No, you guys think ships go behind the horizon. You say the horizon is what is obstructing ships at sea level.
Yes.
Okay? You guys are saying that. That's impossible if the horizon rises with you, dude.
But it doesn't. We've just demonstrated it doesn't.
Next question I have then.
No.
Okay, great. Hiphophippie, let me ask you this question. With binoculars, hold on. With binoculars, are you saying that if you had binoculars or a telescope, strong enough binoculars or telescopes, that you could get on this airplane and see ships going over the horizon?
No, I never said that.
Can you, yes or no? Right,
No,
you know why?
cloud.
Because the Earth's not fucking flat. Because the Earth's not fucking flat. Right.
No,
because the Earth's not fucking flat.
No, it's because of the resolution of the lens. That's why it becomes.
Dude, I just
opaque.
said if you could get a hypothetical telescope or binoculars that can continuously increase its resolution continuously, okay, never stop. So if it just needs more resolution, it can just make itself have better resolution. Are you saying that with infinite resolution, we should be able to see ships at the end of that where the white meets the blue?
Well, if it was water, you'd be able to.
Just answer it with it's not a globe, okay? Just answer it with it's not a globe.
No,
because you're looking at fucking clouds that are 5 miles above the surface. You fucking moron. Do you not understand that?
No, the whole point is that is the horizon. Dude. The horizon.
Yeah.
The horizon.
Hiphophippie.
Dude, it's the horizon, bro.
The horizon. It's the horizon, bro. Great fucking answer, you moron.
It's not,
dude. Right. If space is right, Hiphophippie. If space isn't real, then where did this fucking meteor come from? That like injured over 1,000 people. Where did that come from? If space isn't real?
How do you know? Like, what is that?
That's a meteor.
Yeah, okay. Where did it land?
In Russia.
What did it look like?
Like a bit of fucking rock that exploded in the sky. That did this.
Well, where's the piece?
It exploded in the sky because of the fucking force and pressure of it entering our atmosphere.
So it exploded in the sky. So that could be something else.
So where did it come from? What was it?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
Space.
Wow,
that's where it fucking came from.
That's the answer you've had all night.
Well,
that's the most honest
answer
you've had all night.
You can say it came from space, but you could say that it came from space, but you don't know if it actually came from space.
Oh, I know that it didn't come from a magic fucking sky daddy. That's for sure. Right. I'm gonna summarize what's happened here tonight. I presented Hiphophippie with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty good evidences that the Earth is rotating and that it's a globe. His rebuttal has been, I don't believe the explanation. That could have been a lie. It's just swinging, and gravity isn't real, and you pick stuff up, therefore there's a force. And it's a horizon, bro. Bro, it's a fucking horizon. Hiphophippie, you're a fucking moron. And this is why I titled this The Final Showdown. Because I have managed to demonstrate how fucking stupid you really are. Like, honestly, like, you make Flat Earth Jesus look like he could pass his GCSEs.
Well, Flat Earth Jesus fucking schools you every time he's on there, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Flat Earth Jesus says that the moon was dug out of the Grand Canyon by giants filled with helium and put in the sky to mock us for worshipping the sun, which isn't it. Yes, he fucking did, and I've got the video to prove it.
No, he said that was his theory. He never said exactly.
And he says the sun is an interdimensional portal. He also said pendulums are controlled by demons. This is not a guy you should be looking up to. The guy looks like he's 307, but he's 48. Right?
Calm down, dude. It's just a theory. He's just talking about his theories. That's all. No need to fucking no need to spread lies.
I'm not spreading lies. I've got video of him saying that is what it is, and I've shown it plenty of times.
No, you're just
So,
misrepresenting him like you do all the time. You misrepresent a lot of people.
If he says, I think the moon was dug out of the Grand Canyon by giants filled with helium and put in the sky to mock us for worship in the sun, and then I say that's what he said, I'm misrepresenting him. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You literally sound like you lick windows and drink lead paint for a living.
No,
Hiphophippie, right? What you need to do, okay, is you need to go outside and find a tree. You need to go up to that tree and you need to go and stroke it and say, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Because that tree, it spends all day converting carbon dioxide into oxygen just so you can fucking waste it by breathing it. All right? So please go and apologize to every tree that you see.
What do you do? What do you do, man? You sit on here on YouTube and...
Yeah? I sit on here educating people.
That's all you do?
I sit here educating people
people,
and showing your stupidity to 641 people watching right now.
No,
yep, you haven't managed to rebut a single thing. You haven't managed to rebut a single point.
You have no model, dude. I have nothing to rebut.
We do have a model.
You have no
we
model.
do have a model.
No, you can't even demonstrate. All right, demonstrate a rock sphere spinning with water around its surface, floating in a vacuum with pressure gradients.
The Earth.
All we have to do is show
the
you a
Earth.
picture from Himawari. Goddamn.
No,
there you go.
no. A picture is not a demonstration.
Yes.
I'm talking about a demonstration.
No,
right, and do you think...
We'll look up a time-lapse video.
Hiphophippie, do you think that... Wait, answer my question here. Do you think that our model would allow for that to be the case...
You don't have a model.
Shut up and listen. Do you think that our model would allow for that to be the case in the gravitational influence of Earth? Do you?
There is no gravitational influence.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Based on our model, based on our model, shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen.
No, you shut up.
Based on our model, do you think that I could stick water to this and spin it and just it go round? No, because we are in the gravitational influence of Earth.
That's not my fault. You can't demonstrate it, bro.
Because we're not able to supposed to. But I can demonstrate it.
Here just for 1 second.
Lucky for you.
Yep.
Lucky for you. You don't have to demonstrate anything.
Listen, Hiphophippie, I want to ask you a question, Hiphophippie. I want to ask you a question, okay? If I took a ball and went into a vacuum and I put water on it and I demonstrated how the water stuck to the ball right there inside of Earth's gravitational field, what would be the first thing you and every other stupid-ass flat Earth idiot would say? Told you gravity didn't exist.
Wow.
How can you get water to stick to a fucking ball? How can you get it to stick to a ball when it's supposed to be falling to the ground? Fucking moron.
No.
Now look, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something.
No, you're
real
saying
quick.
that. You're saying you're trying to tell me what I would say.
Get out of here, dude.
That's not what I would say.
Team,
You
go
and
ahead.
every
Talk
other
about
flat Earth idiot.
dishonesty.
Hold on.
No, you show me
Hold on.
water sticking to a
water.
spinning ball.
I'm about
in
to.
a vacuum,
I'm about
floating
to.
in a vacuum.
I'm about
floating
to.
in a vacuum.
I am about to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, I'm about
What, you
to.
just gonna show me a picture of Earth? Is that all you're gonna do? Is that what you're gonna do?
Nope.
Yeah, you're gonna show
No,
me
I'm
that
going to
shit.
show you an
That's
experiment
exactly
that
what
was
you're
done in space. Why don't you just shut up for a second?
No.
You'll see what
I'm talking about here, bro. Can you go up to space and duplicate that? No, you can't.
Yes. Give me 1 second. I'm finding the video.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, you see that
Water
water?
sticking to a floating spinning ball.
You
Amazing.
See that water?
Oh
dripping
yeah,
off there?
no. I got it. I got it. Yes, I found it. All right, cool deal.
All right, I'll put you on, team.
Hold on.
Let me know.
Let me get it to the. Yeah, I'm close. Damn! I just clicked OBS.
All right. Well, what about this?
All right. Hold on. Be quiet for a second. I'm about to show you. You've asked for this evidence, and I'm fucking giving it to you. Are you ready? All right, here we go. This is on the fucking International Space Station. This is a fucking camera that they put into the water, and guess what? The water sticks to the fucking camera. Here you go.
Nope, that's not what I asked for.
Dun, da, 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 dun.
No, look. Oh, look at that.
Look at that water sticking to the outside of that object.
Look at that.
Look, it's spinning and
Look at
everything.
that, Hiphophippie. Wow. Everything you asked for is now shown. Welcome to the globe Earth. Time for you
You're
to not
welcome.
be an idiot anymore.
You are welcome.
No, can you
What are you going to
duplicate that?
find the problem this time with?
Can you duplicate
hell
that?
yeah. If
Can
I could
you-
go to
can you
space, I
duplicate
would.
that?
Hell yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
can.
yeah. If you
Give
could
me
go
a
to
fucking,
space,
give me a ticket to space, and I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, if you could go to space, then you'd actually know if it's a fucking ball or not.
Oh, so the Earth's flat.
Yeah,
the
it's
Earth's
called NASA
flat because
checked.
you can't afford to go to space.
NASA's-
I see what it is. That's you're defining. It's because we can't afford to go to space.
Hip-Hop
must
Hippie,
be flat, right?
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. NASA checked. They went up and checked, and they saw that the Earth is a globe. So it's cool. It's all been checked for you. All right. It's documented and everything. Well done. Welcome to the globe Earth.
No, they've been proven. They've been proven.
No, they
liars,
haven't. Not
so.
once, because I've debunked every fucking stupid NASA is lying claim
At
that there
this
is.
point,
You did
at
not-
this point,
no, you
he's
didn't,
not
bro.
here.
Yeah, I
for
have.
of education,
There isn't
dude.
one
No, you didn't.
single
You couldn't
NASA
even
is
debunk,
faking.
You couldn't even debunk the fucking wires.
Yeah, that
couldn't
was a
even
fucking
debunk the
aerial on the
wires,
back of their
so
pack,
it
and I
wasn't-
showed you the picture of it.
No, it
But you
wasn't.
went,
No, it
no,
wasn't.
because you're a fucking moron.
No,
Right,
no,
and
you're just
I
fucking
think
dumb.
that
You're
is
just
all we
blind as
need,
fuck.
because I've managed to completely humiliate you. I mean, the last time you came on, it was titled Flat Earth's Worst Debate Defeat Ever. I'm going to have to say I've broken that record, because you have been destroyed so much that, honestly, you probably shouldn't ever show your face on the internet again. Like, at this point, you're stupider than Anthony
show my
Riley
face on the
releasing a
internet.
master's thesis trying to say that Flat Earth should be in schools. And fuck me, that was stupid. Hiphophippie, you have been absolutely eviscerated. You couldn't answer a single fucking question. Your explanation was, well, it's flat, therefore, and that's fucking retarded as shit.
Yeah,
you
there's no
have been
curvature.
absolutely
Where's the
destroyed.
curvature? Where's the curvature? Where's the curvature? There ain't no
Everywhere.
curvature.
Ships disappear behind it all the time.
Oh, ships. So ships disappear behind the curve.
Yeah.
Not the horizon. So the horizon. So the horizon's
The horizon is where the Earth starts to drop away because it's curved.
Well, then how come you can see the horizon in an airplane?
Because there's still a fucking point where... Right, so
It's
let me show
curving
you...
away from you.
Wait,
No,
stop.
No, wait.
I'm going to answer your question for you. I'm answering your question for you,
you're
right?
not answering my question.
I am.
because I'm about to
If you
ask
shut
another
up and let
question.
me, right?
No,
This is the
no.
Earth. This is the Earth. And see this really thin bit of paper, right? That distance
No,
above
no.
the Earth, that tiny, tiny little bit above the Earth, that is how high you fucking are when you're in an airplane.
But you just
So of
said-
course you're
but
still
you
going to
just
see
said-
the horizon.
No, you just said you could see the curve at sea level though.
You can see the effects of curve at sea level because there is a horizon.
No,
The
you're
fact
seeing
there is
the
a
curve.
horizon
No.
destroys the flat Earth in the first
You're seeing
place.
the curve. No, you're seeing the curve at sea level.
I'm saying you're seeing the
What's
effect of
obstructing-
curve.
What's obstructing the ships?
The horizon, which is the effect of curvature, you fucking moron.
So the effect of curvature is causing the effect of curvature?
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard anyone say ever.
No, yeah, that's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, and I agree.
The effect of
That's
curvature
exactly
is
what
the
you're
effect of curvature. Yes, of course it fucking
That's-
is. Oh my god.
How can an
Okay,
effect
can I
cause the
ask you a
effect?
question? How do you explain all the pictures from NASA that come from like Himawari 8, that come from the Discover satellite? How do you explain those pictures? They're obviously real.
What? From the Himawari? Like, which one are you talking about? Like, of
Any
the
picture
globe?
from space, any picture from space or a space agency taking a picture of the United States. How do you explain those?
Of the United States. Just
I mean, of the
drone
Earth, of the
or
Earth.
a
I'm sorry,
balloon.
of the Earth, of the Earth. No, of the full-size Earth globe from space. How do you explain those pictures that we have of like Blue Marble and Himawari 8 and the Discover satellite? How do you explain those?
Fake CGI.
You're welcome,
it's just
recovering
computer
Alabama.
generated. It's well. First off, you have to
says he-
prove
he said
that
he-
those
he- hey.
satellites are actually in space.
Well,
Yeah,
you
you
know
have-
what? to
you
be
have-
honest with
That's-
you, I don't
that's
care about
been
your-
done.
I don't care about your genetic fallacy.
Yeah,
I don't
that-
care about
No,
the genetic
no,
fallacy
no.
you're about to claim.
You're just showing me a
I was
picture and
actually
saying that's
addressing
a
the
mistake.
recovering. No, I was just helping the
That's
recovering
exactly what
Alabamian. He said at FTFE at Team Skeptic, get him to say Photoshop/CGI. I'm one square away from flat Earth idiot bingo. Bingo.
Whatever.
Right, and if you want proof that this is real, Hiphophippie, there's a channel called Where's Wally who has definitively shown that the Himawari is real. Definitively.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in real time.
Definitively.
Yeah. So, you can go and do that research on your
how-
own.
Cool.
But
So what?
here,
He can go to space. He can prove that satellites in space.
He didn't need to. What he did was see the cloud patterns, right? He, in real time, he looked at the cloud patterns that this satellite was taking, and then from the floor, took photos up and matched the fucking cloud patterns in real time.
How are you gonna match the fucking cloud patterns, dude? That's fucking retarded. If you see a cloud,
Did
on
you
the
actually
Himawari,
just say that?
I'm about to explain if you'd stop interrupting me, okay? So you walk outside, there's clouds, okay?
Yeah.
And then you go inside, and then you like look at the Himawari, and you're like, oh, there's a cloud over where I'm at. What do you fucking do?
No, he could match the shape of the clouds, the size
How are
of
you
the
gonna
clouds,
match the shape of
the
the
color
cloud?
of the clouds.
How big is this fucking? How? So what? You get to
You realize
wide
he's
angle
looking
view
up
of this,
at the
of
sky,
exact
right?
Shape of the clouds.
Oh
Yeah.
my fucking god, you're so stupid.
No, you're fucking stupid. You're not. You don't even make sense. This
Hey,
is what I'm trying to tell you.
Hiphophippie,
So you look up at the
right,
sky,
when I'm in the...
you're saying he's getting the exact same. No, you're saying he's getting the exact same shape.
Yeah.
How is that fucking possible, dude?
Because
If he's
clouds
on the
have
ground,
shapes.
And this
and-
satellite's what, 1,000,000 miles away?
Yeah.
It's-
But
dude,
go and watch the
no,
video.
he's
Go
not
and
gonna-
watch... Go
he's
and
not
watch...
gonna get the same shape.
Go and
How are you
watch the
gonna fit-
video.
how are you gonna
Go
fit a
and watch
fucking
the video
20-mile
and don't
fucking
be a
cloud?
fucking moron.
How are you gonna...
Go
How
and
you gonna?
watch...
How you gonna fit?
Are you gonna
how
watch the video?
fit
Are you gonna watch the
100-mile
video?
cloud pattern in a fucking picture
Are you going to watch the video?
from the ground?
Why don't you go and watch the video and you can find out for yourself?
I will.
So,
I will. I'm
also,
gonna laugh
First
my
off, he
fucking
didn't
ass
even
off.
take this seriously.
And answer me this.
First off,
Why does every... I've got a very good friend who installs satellite dishes for Sky TV. And he has to point every single one of those satellite dishes at exactly the same point in the sky. Why is that?
What do you mean? Okay, wait, what'd you say? Sorry, I was doing something.
Yeah, probably a line of coke, but...
why are satellites why are satellites directional and not like RF receivers that receive radio frequencies from the air? Okay, why do you have to point a satellite at a particular spot in the sky to get a signal?
Like I said, I've got a very good friend who's actually a Sky satellite dish installer, and he has to line up every single satellite to exactly the same spot in the sky. Like, to within a millimeter of a degree. Otherwise, those people don't get a fucking TV signal. Why is that?
Well, that's what he says.
Well, no, it's what he has to do for his job. It's what he's
I've
paid
done
and
it.
trained to do.
I've done it before. Hey, I've done it before. I've done it before. Yes, you have to. It has to be at almost an exact point in the sky. You have to find out what north is. It then tells you how many degrees that you need to turn the satellite. Then it tells you how many degrees you need to point it up from the horizon. Okay. And every one of them, every time I've moved, it's always been slightly a little bit different, and it all points towards the same direction. Why is that? Why can't I get the signal from everywhere since there are no satellites? It's just a radio broadcast signal.
I don't know. There could be a tower that direction. There could be a balloon up there.
Are you fucking
There could be
kidding
a
me? It's
plane
pointed in the
coming.
sky. Are you kidding me? That's pointed in the sky. If it was low, if it was
doesn't
close to
matter.
the surface,
They-
then
they-
you would go to. No,
They-
listen. If it was at the height of an airplane, you would go 3 miles away and have a completely different direction.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about everything in that area is pointed in the same fucking direction.
When you triangulate these, every satellite dish, when you triangulate them all, they all point to a geostationary orbit.
So have you done this?
Team has. I've got.
I have,
Literally, one of my best friends in the world
I
does
have,
it
yeah.
for his job.
Okay, well.
And I carried my
maybe you guys
my
should-
dish. Hold on. I carried my dish from California to Texas and had to reinstall it in Texas, and it still worked.
Because he pointed it at the same
Okay,
point in the
cool.
sky.
As pointed at the exact same satellite every time. Why? How is
okay.
this possible?
Well, I want to see it done before I get on board with
Of
that.
course you
but-
do. Of course you want to see everything done, but
Yeah,
I
of
guarantee
course I
you've
do.
never seen
All
the
right,
fucking
Hiphophippie.
flat Earth. You've never
Hip-
seen the flat Earth, but it's flat, right?
Hiphophippie.
You're okay to accept
I've seen
those
the- I've-
fucking
I've seen
standards
the-
of evidence, but not
Have-
not
right,
the real
you
one.
guys,
Okay.
no,
Hiphophippie, have you ever been at
You guys
sea?
are the ones. you guys
Hiphophippie,
are the
have you ever
ones
been at
saying
sea?
it's a shape.
Hiphophippie, have you ever been at
Yes,
sea?
I've been at sea.
All right,
Yeah.
and did your mobile phone work at sea?
No.
Right, so you weren't getting any cell tower signals. So why did your GPS still work?
I don't know. I didn't try it. So
Well,
I don't know. How do you know it's-
I'm ex-Navy. Team is ex-Navy. Right, we have been in the middle of the ocean a lot, and the ships all have GPS receivers and stuff, and we can still get GPS signals. And there was a point where I was on deployment for a couple of months, and we were all allowed a certain amount of times, and there was only one phone on the entire ship that worked, and that was the satellite phone. Why did that phone work and none of the other phones on board?
Well,
Because we're
bouncing
getting
off
a signal
satellite.
from satellites in space. That's why.
Yeah, well,
And before you say it's a balloon, before you say it's a balloon, airplanes have GPS receivers. All right. Where do you think these GPS receivers are placed on the airplanes? On the top or the bottom?
Probably top.
And why do you think that is?
Because they're shooting off satellites.
Satellites are real then. You just
How
said
is that
space is
possible?
real.
How is that
Boom.
possible if space
No, I
is
didn't
not?
say-
Yeah,
I didn't say
exactly.
I don't know how high those things are going. I don't know.
So you're saying that there's a bunch of balloons a lot higher than cruising out of
But
planes.
hold on,
Yes,
hold on.
definitely.
You don't know how high those satellites are going. You don't know how high the atmosphere goes. But you know there's no space up there, right? You know for a fact
No.
there's no space. You don't know how high
No, I'm
the
saying-
satellites are, but you know they're not in space, right? How do you know this?
I'm saying I don't know, and I'm saying you don't know either.
No,
So
I know.
genetic facts,
I do
then.
know.
Exactly what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
that's
No,
the difference
no,
between
you
me and
think you
you.
know.
That's the difference between
No,
me and
you
you.
think you
Is
know.
I can take two
No, you think you
observations.
know.
I can take no. Okay, right. Okay. That's,
Right.
I mean, if that's your
That's fine.
position, there's nothing I can do to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it is fine.
I think
don't
we
need
are-
Any help,
you're-
man.
you're-
I'm good. I'm good. I've never seen
No,
fucking
you're not.
curvature. There's no fucking reason for me to.
I know.
To believe there is curvature.
I believe
I will
you.
never
I
go to
believe you.
space.
I believe you.
I don't think any
No,
of us will ever go
you
to
would
space.
you wouldn't go to space
So
because
none of
they
us will
tend to
ever
send
know.
intelligent
None
people
of
to
us will
space,
ever know.
not amoebas.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be a waste of time
All
to
right.
send you to space.
Let me-
you do realize
let me
that,
ask you
right?
this.
You would just go
What
up there
would
and
you
say it's
guys-
all fake. You
Yeah.
just go up there and say it's all fake.
Okay.
Dude, if you went to Mars, you would form
No, I
the Flat
wouldn't.
Mars
No, I wouldn't.
Society.
No, I wouldn't.
You fucking
If
would.
I saw curvature, if I saw curvature, I would know that it's a
Hiphophippie,
ball.
every time you
And
go
I
out
would
to the fucking
institutionalize
beach and
myself.
you watch a
I
ship
would.
disappear behind the horizon, you're looking at curvature, and that's still not enough for you. You're not
you're
fucking
saying
equipped
that's
with the mental
curvature. That's not
capabilities
curvature.
to be able to critically think about the observations you're looking at. Okay? You
No,
see the flat
no,
horizon, you're like,
I'm-
oh my god, it's flat. Well, where are the boats going over the
No.
horizon then? Where are they going? Oh, well, I don't know. They're just disappearing behind. What was the last guy? Dirty Air was the
They're
last
not
guy. The Dirty
disappearing.
Air
Yeah.
guy. Or no,
Yeah, that was Spurs.
that was Spurs. Spurs said Dirty Air. So which one of you are right? Which one of you are right?
No,
is
it's-
it passing
no,
behind
it's-
Dirty Air, or is it just getting so far away that even telescopes that are with magnificent power, maximum zoom, can't fucking see it too?
Well,
You're a fucking idiot, dude.
no. I'm gonna
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are.
At first glance, okay, it does look like boats are going behind the horizon, but when you look into it, there's other things that it could be, okay, other than a curve.
You couldn't even tell me what the
It's-
limiting factor of the horizon would be on a flat
It's
Earth. You couldn't
limited-
even tell me that, dude. Okay?
doesn't matter.
You could
I
not tell me that.
misunderstood you.
How are you so positive that you know what the fuck you're talking about when I asked you a basic question to
Because
say
I've seen it
what would be the limiting factor? What would be the limiting factor in a eye height of a certain height to the ground? What would be that limiting factor before you would start? Before it would look like the ground and the eye level are merging together? You couldn't even fucking tell me that, but you're so goddamn sure that you know about optics.
No, I agreed
Get
with
the
you.
fuck
I
outta
agreed
here.
with you. I ended up agreeing with you, so I don't know why you're all upset. Because it's caused by the resolution of our eyes, dude, and it's because of the limited viewing angle. That's what's cutting off the
At
bottoms.
least you learned one
That's what's
thing.
causing this compression. No, that's what's causing this compression.
There's no
and it's
compression.
cutting off-
There's no compression.
It's
There's no like bending
It's
or
strictly-
squeezing of these things.
No.
It's literally just clearly cut off. That boat is either sinking or it's
No.
behind the curve.
No, that boat.
Okay.
No.
So let me ask you
There's a
something.
lot of
Let me
stuff
ask you
going
something.
on
When
right
the
here,
sun,
dude.
okay, but Hiphophippie, listen to what I'm about to say to you. When the sun has 10% left over the horizon at sunset, okay, it's going down. Are you telling me that the other 90% of that sun is being compressed into the line at the bottom. It's not going behind anything. It's just being consistently compressed. Is that what you're really trying to say here?
Well, no, there's a few things going on.
Again.
There's.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm just saying, compression is part of it, but it's because we're next to the ground and because of perspective, the limited viewing angle cuts off and distorts the horizon line.
So what about Sean Hufford? Who sends a drone high into the air and the sun still goes? First off, the sun starts to rise up again all of a sudden for no reason whatsoever. He's not gotten further away from the sun. He's actually gotten closer to the sun. Okay, but for some reason, when he goes up, the sun comes up with him. And then what happens? You wait enough time, the sun goes behind the horizon again. Now we're not right next to the ground. Where's your compression happening now?
Well, it doesn't happen when
you don't want it to.
When you're above the ground, perspective is a little different. It's
the mathematical formula changes.
Wow, now it changes. Now the rules of perspective change based on height, guys.
I'm not saying that.
That's what you just said.
What I'm saying is, it's just the land is what's cutting off the bottom of buildings. Okay, that's what's cutting off. That's the limited viewing angle. When you're rising above,
how do you explain that at sea? How do you explain that at sea?
What? That's exactly
there is
what's
no
happening.
Buildings, there is no uneven land, there's nothing at sea but flat, smooth water everywhere.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the limited viewing angle, dude.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
You just said that it was because of the. Yes, you just said that the bottoms were partially being cut off by all the buildings and the land changing, and I'm telling you that doesn't happen at sea. There are no buildings there are no hills, there are no mountains, there are no buildings. There's only flat water everywhere, and you're on top of a ship. Okay, so you're several meters, 20, 30, 40, 50 meters above the water. All right, but the sun still goes behind something. What appears to be the curve of the Earth. Now, I'm here to believe that because there's no other way to explain it. There is no other way. You want to say it's flat? The sun would never get to the horizon, ever, Hiphophippie. That's something you need to understand. Go put all this into math. Go do the math. Basic triangles. Basic fucking triangles. Go do the math and then come back to me and say, here's the math that shows that this is exactly what we would see.
Perspective is what causes the ground and the sky to appear to meet, okay, at the horizon.
Oh, wait. Perspective on the ground or perspective in the air? But Hiphophippie, perspective on the ground or perspective on the air? Because, they change, right?
Hey, just explain that picture that we're seeing in front of us there. I don't understand. If the Earth's flat, why is it curving? It's weird, huh?
Well, that's a composite. I mean, they could just tilt the composite.
Each one of those individual layers is curved, though.
Well,
it's 3 curved layers put together to make the curve of the Earth. It wasn't NASA because NASA didn't exist.
What's that from?
That was literally from like 1957, I want to say. But this is like one of the first pictures of Earth from space, like way before NASA was even a twinkle in someone's eye. Pretty sure it was Germans that took this picture, maybe even the Nazis. Don't quote me on that, I may be wrong, but it's before NASA.
Well, like I said, dude, I've never seen curvature, so...
I'm showing it to you right now.
Well, no, you're showing me a picture.
Yeah, a picture of curvature.
Yes, you're showing me a picture of curvature.
Oh my God! So you're trying to say that this whole conversation was pointless, right? Yeah, that's what you're trying to say. You didn't come in here with any intellectual integrity whatsoever. Your whole purpose was to come in here and say that everything we put in front of you. Hold on, everything we put in front of you, you were just going to say, "I don't believe you. I don't see it for myself." That's what you did every single fucking time, Hiphophippie. You didn't even acknowledge. You didn't even try to debunk anything that was put forward before you. All you said was, I don't believe it. I wasn't there. You weren't there either. You can't present this. That's all you fucking said the whole fucking time. Jesus fucking Christ.
Have you ever seen curvature like that?
Yeah, I looked at the picture.
No, I've never been to fucking space, you fucking moron.
Well, so what you're saying is It appears flat.
Yeah, but so did that marble picture that I sent you.
From our perspective, it appears flat.
Appears?
Yes. From
All right,
our perspective.
Well, at this point, I think I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, I think that's where we need to
I
end the
can't do
conversation.
anymore
Wait,
with it.
because
wait. I got a question though. I got a question.
Like, you got
Nah,
one question. You get one.
No.
No,
If it's not good,
it's
just
I'm
mute
not.
him.
Yeah,
I'm-
you get all right. You
no,
get
I'm
one.
just
You get
not
one
with it. So
question.
what-
Not here
Okay.
for intellectual
So-
honesty. Boot him.
No,
One
we're
question.
talking hypothetically here. We're talking hypothetically.
Go on.
If the Earth was found out to be flat, if something convinced you that it was flat, okay, what would you do after that?
I would reevaluate.
Make
all
flat
my
Earth
life.
videos.
Yeah.
Make flat Earth videos the same way I make globe Earth videos in support of the truth. That's
But-
what I would do.
So
but you
you-
know what?
but the thing
It's
is-
not fucking flat.
The thing is, there has never been any evidence to show that it is flat ever.
Well, I disagree with you. I think there has been plenty of evidence that shows that it's flat.
Thank
there
God
isn't,
that
so-
you're not fucking. Thank God that you don't have fucking master's degrees and PhDs and are really fucking smart, and you're the one that's saying that you're not fucking sure about it. I'm glad that it's somebody that has limited to zero education at all that's out there going, I don't get it, because that makes a whole lot more sense for you to say, I just don't fucking understand. To me, it's just not globular. It's flat. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Now, if a PhD scientist came around here and started saying that shit, I would want to know what makes him think that way. Because I guarantee you, he's not going to go, oh, it's flat because I've never seen the
horizon.
globe for myself. That's not what
he'll
he's going
say
to
the
fucking
horizon.
say,
He'll
Hip-Hop
say the
Hippie.
horizon is
Thank
flat.
goodness
He'll
it's
say the
fucking
horizon is
you
flat.
that's saying it and not a fucking
He'll say-
scientist.
No, he'll say the horizon is flat. There is no curvature, and water doesn't stick to a fucking
Hip-Hop
ball.
Hippie's an
So-
idiot.
Except we
That'd be
showed
the
you it does.
Exact fucking third time.
Well,
Yeah,
Deep
I showed you
Skeptic's an
water
idiot.
sticking to a spinning
Deep
camera in
Skeptic's an idiot.
space. I showed you.
what?
I
So
showed
what?
you
You
water
called me an
sticking to a
idiot.
camera
Look, you
in
fucking
And I
space.
showed you,
I can call
literally
you
showed
an
you
idiot.
water sticking to a spinning ball.
Bro, the calling you the idiot,
No.
that's insignificant. I'm just doing that just for fun. I personally have no problem with you, Hip Hop Hippie, but let me explain something to you. I showed you a video, okay, of water sticking to a spinning object in space.
I said,
And you
I said
just said,
water-
how do you know that video is
said-
real?
no.
God.
I said water. I said water sticking to a spinning ball in a vacuum with pressure gradients, air pressure gradients. Shit, we could even add.
Okay.
We could and floating, and we could even add fucking orbiting around a fucking nuclear fusion.
Let me ask you a question. What's the reason for that
There you
water
go.
sticking to the camera then?
There you go. There's what you asked for.
That's a picture, dude.
No, it's not. It's a
all I
live.
need.
It's a live image from space.
Well, that's what you think.
No, it's verifiable. Do you know that they use this
There you
particular
go again.
camera?
There you
they,
go
They,
again.
they use
That's
this
what you
particular
think. I
camera
don't believe
to
it.
right in.
What do you think?
Wait. In I think it was on the border of Mongolia and Russia, right? An area where there's like literally no technology or anything. There was a wildfire, and historically these wildfires have then spread without anyone knowing and like wiped out villages and stuff. But thanks to this camera in space, they were managed to spot that wildfire and evacuate the villages that were going to be destroyed because of this spreading wildfire. And they have never been able to do that before because they never had the live data from space like that before. So this camera not only gives you live images from space, but saved hundreds of people's lives. If that's not verifiable, then I don't know what is. But that is where we need to end this conversation, Hip-Hop Hippie. And
From a zoomed in picture from the MORE8 or from that picture? Or from a picture like that?
they obviously zoomed in and got the images, yes. But using that
Oh,
camera
cool.
in
That could've been
that
from a
camera
plane.
that's in space,
That could've been
that
from a
very
plane.
camera.
It could have been from a plane. It could have been from a balloon.
Yeah. So again, you're just going,
think
I don't believe
you
it.
just think from that.
Again, it's an area.
I'm saying you believe it.
No, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm saying I've
No,
seen
that's
evidence. Now,
exactly
Hip Hop
what you're
Hippie,
saying.
Hip Hop
You're saying
Hippie,
you
we're
believe
done.
that.
We're done. All right. We've
fine.
shown
That's fine.
how stupid you are. Thank you for doing that. Can I get a
Whatever
picture
you
of you
think
so I
is
can add you
stupid.
to my remedial classroom? That would be amazing. But yeah, thank you for
You
coming
need to
on.
go to remedial class.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
of
going to be
course.
honest with you, Hiphophippie. Hold on. I want to be honest with you about something, okay, Hiphophippie? I don't actually think you're stupid. You know why I don't think you're stupid? Because I can't form an opinion. Because everything you said tonight was intellectually dishonest. So there's no way for me to form a valid opinion around somebody who refuses to actually take a stand behind something or to prove that something's wrong. You just literally said the entire time is I don't think that's right. I don't think that's true. I don't think that video is real. I don't think this. I don't think that. I've never seen it for myself. You don't prove anything. When we asked you to provide proof, how long did you take? A minute and 20 seconds? You didn't
Yeah.
provide no proof.
You let me
You
down,
are not
frankly.
fucking interested in this
I provided
conversation.
proof.
You
He is
literally-
not interested in this conversation.
yeah,
He is
Hiphophippie.
doing the same thing that every fucking flat earther ever does, and that's use other people so that they can get a platform to spread their fucking stupidity.
Yeah, you
Well
literally
done,
let me down,
Hiphophippie.
Hiphophippie.
You got us.
You told me that you had evidence that you would prepare a 10-minute presentation, that you would come prepared, and you just came with your normal boring rhetoric, and that's it. You're done. You've had your time on my channel now. So thank you for coming and spreading your stupidity. Have a nice life.
No, he won't be invited to my channel. That's for goddamn sure. I'm not. I don't think that I'm gonna allow flat earthers on my channel anymore. They're just too goddamn dishonest to have a real conversation. You cannot. It's impossible to have a real conversation with these dipshits. It just really is. They don't want to have the conversation. They just want to hear you say that they're right and you're wrong. Fuck them. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry for the language though. Craig, are you there? I don't hear you. I'm not getting an audio signal from you, Craig. I can't hear you. All right, I'm in. but I'm not getting any audio from you. I don't know if you can hear me, but
That better?
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I
Yeah. I think VMix literally died from his stupidity there.
Right?
I know. Oh man. Thoughts?
Just pissed off, man. I'm done. These guys are really, really, really pissing me off, man. There's no way they're just using us for our audience to spread their stupidity. That's all they're trying to do. I literally. I hate it. He came in here. He knew in 10 minutes he had a 10-minute time frame to present his evidence.
Yep. And I've been
He took a minute
speaking to him.
and like 5 seconds, and I sat there for like 10 seconds waiting for him to say something else before I was like, "Are you done? Like, you're only a minute and 20 seconds in."
I know,
They
right?
don't even take themselves seriously. Fuck those guys, man.
Like, this is why I'm looking forward to my debate tomorrow, because the guy says he's a fourth dimensional earther. Whatever that means. He also says he's got a third eye. Yeah. So Hiphophippie has been thoroughly ruined. Dandelion, don't make babies with that guy because they will be extremely stupid. And I keep giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Hold on. Hey, I do want to point something out in chat. Darth Bane says, it was all muted. You're going to have to do that again. So, okay, Hiphophippie, come on back in. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
God, no. Butthurt, Hiphophippie, no. A little angry at you because you said you had arguments. And your arguments are basically, nuh-uh, he's lying. It's doing it because it's flat anyway. And that's really fucking stupid. And you let me down. You let yourself down. You let the Flat Earth community down. And you embarrassed yourself, frankly. So, yeah. Team, thank you as always for coming on. I think we're going to read the super chats and get out of here because it's been 2 hours already. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning for me. Oh, man. But you're right. It is there's no more arguments. There is no more conversation with the guys because they just have the same points over and over and refuse to accept anything that they're ever actually told.
All right, hey, I want to address a little troll in the chat. And yeah, I'm calling you a troll, Jose, because all you've done, ever since I called you out for being a fucking butthurt little pussy bitch on my channel, you have literally gone everywhere you can to try to make a big deal about it. So he put this disclaimer: Team Skeptic is giving his personal opinion. He doesn't represent me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat to please put a 1 if you care about my opinion, or put a fucking a 2. No, how about this? We'll say 666. Put 666 if you enjoy Jose's opinion. If you'd rather hear what he has to say. And here's what we'll do. I gave you 666 because people like that number in this community. So we'll let them. I'm gonna give you the advantage with the number. I'll take 1. You get 666. Look at that. Look at that, Jose. I bet you can fucking see that, can't you? You fucking idiot. Go troll
Jose,
somewhere else.
what happened
Nobody cares
to you,
about
man?
your opinion. Obviously, nobody cares about your opinion. Look at that, Jose. It just appears as if nobody gives a 2 fucking shits what you have to say. Maybe that's why you run a failing channel. Oh, okay. Good job, Jose. All right, thank you guys. Sorry, didn't want to involve y'all. Maybe he'll stop trying to troll me after he realizes that nobody gives a fuck about him.
Yeah, Jose, what happened to you, man? You were different. Like you become angry. I don't understand it. Maybe it's because
I know why.
Maybe
Because
it's
people don't care about him.
well, maybe it's that, and maybe
baby
it's also
bitch.
because once he became a globe earther, he got as frustrated with flat earthers as we are, but he's just handling it the wrong way. Who knows? Right, super chats, and we're starting off 199 from Stephen Steen. Heard you dummies don't know anything about triangles. Yeah, team, did you know you can't divide 160 by 3?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah. 5 Australian dollars from Amanda Clay. I love watching all of you guys, Team Steve, Furbo, and Beaver, but I have a big crush on Fight. First time watching live. Oh, Amanda. I'm married, but cheers, love. Appreciate that. Thank you. 199 message deleted. I'm assuming that's Stephen's Dean and someone got angry. £5 from Metallica Alabama, who is my newest patron. Thank you very much. And an awesome name. Working with a Flerf, I actually see the mental nature of how they think and the disconnect they have with reality. $5, thank you very much. Another $1 message deleted. I'm assuming that was another Stephen Steen message. €5 from Rory P. Hiphophippie, why don't you do the pendulum experiment yourself in 2 different latitudes? Are you scared it would work? Well, even if it did work, you'd just go, it doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove anything. Okay, so $6.66 from NANA. So basically, he is an idiot. Yes, he is. You are right. $20 from Carrie Oliver. Thank you, dude. It's flat, dude. Come on, seriously, dude. Ugh. You just convinced me. Did you know, team? It's flat, dude. Seriously, come on. $1.99 from Stephen Steen.
Been preaching it for a long time now.
A bunch of snory faces, and another $1.99 from Stephen Steen, a bunch of chicken dances. Yes. 10 Rons. I do love a Ron Weasley. From Lucien Andres, Hiphophippie, your existence is a fallacy. Yeah, he's more of a fallacy person than fucking Nathan Oakley, but he doesn't realize it because he's too stupid. $5 from Freddie Four Fingers. Triple H, your Sofa King stupid children are laughing at you. It's pretty bad that 8-year-olds have a better education than you do. Yeah, my son is 10, and when I talk to him about flat earthers, he's like, why are people so stupid, Daddy? How can people think the Earth's flat? That's so stupid. How can people be so stupid? And this is my 10-year-old son, and then even my 6-year-old daughter's like, we live on a globe. What are they on about? Yeah, when a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old know you're stupid, right? Then you're fucking stupid. I love my kids so much. $2 from Raven Zero. Oh my god, just rip and tear him a new one. I think Team and I did a pretty good job of that tonight. $2 from $2 US from MA2 Fletcher. Hiphophippie equals I times D brackets IO over T squared. Yes, 100%. $1.99 from Stephen Steen. FTFE's NASA mods trying to suppress the truth. Yeah, guys in the chat, I do appreciate my mods doing their job, but you need to chill out a bit on the timing out of people when they're just saying stuff. If they're being horribly abusive and stuff, then yeah, by all means, please time them out. But don't be overzealous about it. You know, that's not why I gave you guys the spanners. I appreciate what you do, but please don't time people out if they aren't being horrible. $4.99 from Stonebutt. Triple H is a summation of all the forces of stupidity, ignorance, and dishonesty. Yes, he's so dense, I'm surprised he doesn't collapse into a black hole. $1.99 from James Collins. Shoot me now, his ignorance is killing me slowly. Another $1.99 from Stephen Steen. PSA, be a good parent, teach your kids flat earth early. Bad, Stephen, bad. $2 Canadian from Cameron Walker with no message, thank you. $2 US from Sparky NJ. PSA, ignore everything Steen says. Yeah, guys, you literally need to do that, by the way. $2 from Stone, $2.99 from Stonebutt. I can hold a ball stationary faster than you. Thank you. $1.99 from Stephen Steen. Globe-Earth was invented to promote Scientology. Yes, Scientology. It's exactly the same thing as science. €5 from Earl. When you all talk together, Triple H fight and shout, and when you let him talk, it's ridiculously shy perspective with no explanation. Yeah, he's a moron. Stephen Steen, $1.99. Sky Daddy. Yes, he's promoting the Scientology lie. I apologize for offending any Christians. When I say, here's the thing. When I talk about Sky Daddy and shit like that, I'm not directing that towards Christians and stuff because you know what? There is no reason why your faith cannot exist alongside science. When I talk about the stupid Sky Daddy, it's the God that flat earthers are talking about. It's the God that created this stationary flat earth just for people. That's the stupid Sky Daddy I'm on about. Because, you know, I could never say there isn't a God. That's completely something you can never prove. So I am never insulting everyone's religion. Just the interpretation of religion that flat earthers have. That's what I'm insulting. $2 from Candor Man. Team Skeptic. Height is not a word. Stop. Height.
Height. Height. Height.
I think he might just be hearing you saying height because of your accent. I'm not sure. $5 Canadian from... hey, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
From Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Oh my, ask this Morin if he can build a flat earth model with real life dimensions, to prove it can work. $2 Canadian from Yasan. I forgot my oven mitt, my head hurts so much. Apologies, I should remind people at the beginning. $5 from Ranger Man 9404. The Diet Union just called me. They said Triple H is too stupid to join. $5 from Unbiased Sports. Flat Earthers, shake my head. Yeah. €2 from Earl. I want to see it done, and then I'll deny it. Yep. 10 sex from Carl Christopherson with no message. Thank you. Just type in sex dance in the GIF. $5 from Bubble Buster. I hope Triple H doesn't mistake his appearance here for validation of ideas. We know he's wrong. The point of him here is to show how wrong Flat Earth is. Yeah. 200. I think that's ruples. I'm not sure. From Vishal Oran. Hiphophippie is a denying SOB. When his father would have told him that he is his father, he would have asked for proof and come up with an alternative hypothesis about who his father is. Yep, $2 Canadian from Brainy Beaver. Get some paint. It's time for paint by numbers. Yeah. Guys, check out the debate Brainy Beaver had with Hiphophippie because he destroyed him then as well. $199 deleted. I'm guessing that's another Stephen Steen message. Let's just see if any more came in. $2 from Inukun 2008. Have a good night, Craig. Rest well. Thank you. $2 from Flattened Destruction. When can I debate? Skeptic, Rock Bottom, Triple H. Flattened, find a flat earther and I will gladly host it for you. $5 from Dave Brown. The faster we go, the rounder we get. That's right. Just look in a telescope.
Secondly, people were saying Sean needs to get in fixed moderation. Once team realized that, I completely agree with him. Lay into his stupid ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I want everybody to know something. Keep in mind, I did go 2 10-minute, well, I say 2 10-minute sessions. He only took 1 minute 20 on his, but I went an 11-minute and 20-minute session and 2 10-minute sessions and a 30-minute session without saying a damn word. It wasn't until the 30 minutes was over that I jumped in and was like, hey, stopping it because the time's up. Are we going to continue? Because I have some things to add. And he's just a piece of shit. Sorry.
Now, here's the thing people don't understand. What team did tonight is the thing that I would love to do in every debate I've ever moderated. But this is his third chance at a moderated debate, and he completely failed to live up to his end of the bargain. Mm-hmm. At that point, there was no longer a need to moderate. Team was within his rights, in my view, to say, no, you're going to start addressing the shit because you seem to avoid everything else. I agree with you, team. Hats off.
Yeah.
If this had been Hiphophippe's first chance at this, and this happened, believe me, I would be chewing you a new asshole. I am in 100% with agreement of what you did tonight, Team Skeptic.
Boom. Sean approved. That's what we need.
Yes.
Did I get anything wrong, Sean?
Yeah,
because I do like to be told if I get stuff wrong.
I am a little upset you didn't call him out on the whole center of frame being eye level.
I've literally just seen that picture that you sent me of the yeah. I mean, I did say where's the reference of that and stuff, but yeah, I could have pushed that home a bit more.
And his reference was the center of frame. Go ahead and show that picture to everybody that I just took when he said that of the railing in my stairwell. I put it center of frame. So according to Hiphophippie, it's eye level. Show the picture, Craig.
Yep, that stairwell's eye level.
No, not the stairwell. The picture of the bottom rail. The bottom rail is eye level, according to Hiphophippie, because
it's in the middle of the frame. Yeah, I should have shown that earlier. I only just saw it just now, but yeah, you're right. It's hard to kind of keep up on correcting him on because literally everything he said was so wrong on just every conceivable level.
Yeah,
like it wasn't even that he was wrong. It's that he didn't have an argument. His argument was, well, it works and the Earth's flat, therefore that proves the Earth's flat. What kind of fucking circular reasoning is that?
Well, the debate ended the moment he said, have you seen it? Have you ever seen anything to prove the globe, or have you ever seen curvature? And you start showing him experiments, and then his argument was, well, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. Skeptic was correct when he asked him, well, have you seen anything for the flat Earth? And he shut the fuck up. That was the moment the whole debate ended for me.
I think the debate ended after his presentation of, I've been speaking to him over the past couple of weeks, and it's usually quite cordial, and we can have a laugh when we're chatting on Discord and stuff. And I said, look, you're getting 10 minutes to present some evidence. And he said that he would come with prepared 10 minutes and that he could destroy my pendulum argument. And he let me down. He really did let me down. And that, again, that's why this episode was titled The Final Showdown. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't let me down. He did exactly what every flat earther has done for the past fucking 2 years since I've been on the internet.
Yeah,
on YouTube. Yeah, anytime I've seen one of them talk, that's why I say young Earth creationists. Those guys, they really believe their shit. You know what I'm saying? But flat earthers don't. Flat earthers are trendies. They're conspiracy theorists or trendy people who are trying to always stay on what's trending. The conspiracy theorist people, they just can't figure out what to believe. Everything's a lie. They didn't go to the moon. There is no space. There's all these other. It all has to be. It's just anti whatever the mainstream is. So I'm just so done with him. He did not disappoint me. He did exactly what I thought he would do. Now I had more hope for him individually, but he did exactly what every other flat earther has done for the past 2 years I've been on YouTube.
Yeah. A couple more super chats. $1.99 from Dash. October 1st, 2019. Flat Earth died like disco died in 1979. Yeah, team, we're gonna have to go into hiding after that murder we've just committed.
I'm gonna dispute that because one of my most popular parodies was a disco song. Just saying.
Okay.
Why?
$2 Canadian from Utrecht, son of Utrecht. Skeptic is straight up savage. Yeah, man, you are. And $2 from Raven Zero. The beard guy has spoken. Thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate it. There's not really much more to say apart from...
You have some Rons. You have Rons out there.
Oh, I do love a Ron Weasley. Don't read this message. You did it, didn't you? Fuck.
Yes, he did.
Bloody abusing me, I don't know. There's not really much more to say apart from I'm going to be back tomorrow with another debate. But this is a guy called Howard.
Who's that against?
Howard George Stirrup. Simon Dan did one video on him a few months ago. But this guy claims to be a fourth dimensional earther. And when I looked at his YouTube channel, he does psychic healing and opens his third eye and stuff like that.
Oh, please, Craig.
I open
Would
my
you like to moderate,
every
Sean?
time I take a jump.
Would you like...
No, I don't want to moderate, but I want to be there so he can cure me psychically of my gynecomastia.
Well, hey, look, why don't
I'll even be on camera tomorrow night for you.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'll bring him on. I'll bring him on through my my connection tomorrow.
Yeah, gonna have to work. He wants to be on camera though. We will be able to do that.
That's fine. If you bring me in tomorrow, I will be on camera 100% because I want him to psychically cure me of my gynecomastia.
Well, can you moderate and then you can get him to do that at the end?
Sure.
Awesome. Because he says that he's gonna ruin me. He's been all over my Discord, and he's probably been watching this right now. So, yeah. But guys, I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 1 a.m. UK, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, I believe. So join me again tomorrow for another shit show. Stephen Steen, I wouldn't debate you, man, because I know you just ruined me. I'm obviously just going to avoid you. I'm too chicken for that. Anything else to say, guys?
No, I just came on mainly to calm you guys down with my nice, soothing voice.
And it works so well. Yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow about moderating. That would actually be perfect. Team, are you going to be able to come on tomorrow? Oh, yeah, you are, because you're going to run it for yours, aren't you? So, of course you are. Durr.
Yeah. Hey, Earthrise says, I do want to point that out. Earthrise says, saying, to be honest with you, is a bad habit. to get into. It suggests you're usually not honest. No, I would say when I say to be honest, I usually try to save that for like when I'm about to be brutally honest. You know, like I just leave out the brutally part. I usually just say, instead of saying to be brutally honest with you, because I typically hold that thing that if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I've got something that's not nice to say to them, I just hold my mouth shut and just shake my head like, okay, all right, you're an idiot. Yeah, okay.
Man, if you had a ding counter going during that, it would have broken.
You're right.
I think I'm glad he didn't stock up on dingers because he wouldn't have any left at that point.
No, they would have like been thrown at his
I'll have a new
He
dinger
would have raged
tomorrow.
for him within 15 minutes.
I'll have a new dinger tomorrow for sure.
Brainy, do me a favor and stick the link to that in the chat. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Tomorrow, join me again at 1 a.m. UK time for a debate with a fourth dimensional earther. And then on Thursday, I will have episode 31 of Flerfs Are Idiots out at midnight UK time. So have fun with that. Once you have finished this, please go over to MC Toon's channel and watch him debate an idiot over there. The MC Toon is much calmer than either me or team could ever be, so you should have some fun over there. So definitely head over to MC Toon. Thank you, team, for coming on, and thank you, Sean, for your soothing voice, as always. And remember, guys, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.